It's time to get the pads cracking again. We're here at Jim Rockwell Stadium here in New Lexington for the 42nd annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game. Will Ford here with Storied Rival Sports Media live on Facebook, X, and YouTube. We'll bring in our color commentator, Jamie Harrop, here in just a moment. But the 42nd annual All-Star Game in Muskingum Valley leads the series 22-19. And if we look at the recent results over the last couple of years, 2023, Muskingum won the last game 31-7. They've actually won the last two. In 2022, Muskingum won 24-23 in a comeback victory. And in 2021, Licking got the win 29-18. The MVPs last year, New Lexington's Lucas Ratliff for Muskingum Valley and Aiden Stallnaker for Licking Valley won the MVP on the Licking County side. But we'll bring in Jamie Harrop. Jamie, can you smell what the Rock is cooking tonight with this All-Star game?
I can. It's about to go on. 11 minutes.
Got 11 minutes till kickoff here. We had a brief storm delay. I guess apparently a storm kind of tore through South Zanesville not that long ago. Trees down everywhere, and hopefully everyone out there who's tuning into the game is safe and sound. If you were driving around or anything like that, safe in your homes. But the sun's shining now, Jamie, and we're ready to play some football. You played in this game once upon a time. You graduated from Philo. And, I mean, I'm sure this game brings back a lot of memories for you.
Sure does. The only thing that's changed is turf and this nice press box we have here.
For sure. Yeah, we've got some AC in here tonight. It was real hot earlier. Then it kind of cooled off when that storm came through. Yeah. Now it's warming up again. The sun is out and sun is shining. Again, we've got 10 minutes to go till we get going. This game tonight is presented by the Sam Cronin team at Cross Country Mortgage. We make home loans easy. Our supporting sponsors tonight, Licking Memorial Health Systems, RCDRV Supercenter, Park National Bank, KB Trophies and Tees, LC Sports Hub, Zember Bros Incorporated, Zane State College, Genesis Orthopedic Sports Medicine, Catering by the Grill, Computer Plus Technologies, La Sertoma International, Energy Cooperative, as well as your business, Jamie, Hometown Fitness out of Duncan Falls,
yes,
and you're also sponsoring the player of the game tonight.
Absolutely, yep. We'll see who the best player is on the Muskingum Valley League team, and we'll give him a shirt afterwards and tell him congratulations. Hopefully it's from a victory.
Yes, indeed, for sure. And Muskingum Valley's won the last two games in this series, and they lead 22-19 in 41 matchups. In this game, Muskingum Valley is led by Nate Brownrigg, the West Muskingum Tornadoes head coach. It's the 7th time total that he's coached in this game, either as a head coach or as an assistant. In his time at Tri-Valley with Justin Buttermore, who is one of the great coaches in the state of Ohio and in high school. In 2023, they were the small school division champs, 10-2 overall. They won a playoff game in a historic season for West Muskingum. Licking County is led by Tim Ward of Heath. They kind of revamped their staff this summer. They've got some new blood coming in, some younger faces. This is the 3rd time that he's coached in this game, and he's won both of the matchups that he coached in previously. And they won the 2023 Licking County League Cardinal Division Championship, 9-3 overall. They won a playoff game as well. And, I mean, Jamie, these coaches are some of the best in their – I mean, the coaching across the Muskingum Valley League and the Licking County League is good across the board. But, I mean, these two are right up there near the top.
Yep, Nate stepped in, brought the culture that he had learned from, of course, Buttermore, and just being the person that he is, good character, high-quality person, brought his skills with coaching and leading men, and he's changed the culture at West Muskingum, of course, and they are on a roll, and they look good. They play hard, the hard-nosed kids that they're going to give you everything they got the whole game, that's for sure. That's what he's going to bring tonight. They're going to – this Muskingum Valley League will be physical. They'll definitely be physical tonight. It's going to be exciting to see how they incorporate the two quarterbacks and if we can get the ball out to the receivers down the field tonight. But I think through tackle to tackle, I believe this is going to be a fight.
For sure, without a doubt. Now, you're a Philo lifer. You've been around football in the MVL for a long time since your playing days. But what do you remember most about this game when you played in it?
The the most important thing about the game when we played was just all the people that we hated all through the year got to come together and play for one cause, and that's to win. We just wanted to win no matter what. We came with the vengeance. We had a mindset that we were not going to be we're not going to give an inch, and that's just how we played, and it showed up on the field. We had a very good defense. Our offense struggled a little bit, but our defense was solid. But I look for tonight. I think we could put some points on the board. Just happened to be going to let the sun shine. There's not going to be any weather, I don't believe, from the rest of the night. So should be nice.
The Licking County All-Stars stepping out on the field, and we will step aside. You're watching the 42nd Annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game here on Storied Rivals Facebook, X, and YouTube, presented by the Sam Cronin team at Cross Country Mortgage.
What's up, everybody? Sam Cronin with Cross Country Mortgage. Anybody that knows me knows I love football. So that's why I'm super excited to be involved again with this year's live stream of the Muskingum Licking football game. We partnered with Storied Rivals to bring you all the action. And just like on the football field when I used to score touchdowns, I'm going to take your turn down and make it a touchdown with your home loan. So if you need a home loan, you know who to call for that, the Sam Cronin team, because we make home loans easy.
Welcome back to Jim Rockwell Stadium, the 42nd Annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game with Storied Rivals Sports Media, presented by the Sam Cronin team at Cross Country Mortgage. We make home loans easy. Will Ford with Jamie Harrop on the call for this All-Star football game here tonight. We'll get going here with pregame festivities. Licking County came out on the field a few moments ago. Muskingum Valley just came out on the field. We'll get going here in a few minutes. And Jamie, you were telling me from before we got started during your game, you had 2 interceptions when you played, but you weren't given the Muskingum Valley MVP during that game, and it sounds like you're still a little salty about it to this day.
You know, that would have been cool, but those guys that played up front, they were the reason why I was able to get the interceptions, because they did put pressure on the quarterback.
Sure.
They couldn't run the football. Those guys were really good. We had a really good front 7, and it was just fun playing back behind them. You know, one of the most coolest things about being in this game was, and one of the best traditions is trading our emblem, our logos.
Sure, yeah, that's a really, really cool aspect.
Yeah, and that was so cool. I had just about everybody's emblem on my helmet somewhere.
And you still have it? You still have the helmet somewhere?
I do. I have every one of them. I still have all the emblems and the stickers on some kind of plaque or whatever.
They're introducing the rosters here for the Muskingum Valley and Licking County All-Stars. We'll read them to you here, so that way you know who's playing in this game. We'll start with the Muskingum Valley All-Stars. We've got Kyle Campbell from Morgan, Antoine Johns from Coshocton, Israel Rice from Coshocton, Cameron Barnhouse from John Glenn, Jaleel Brown from Tri-Valley, Jack Wright from New Lexington, Wesley Armstead with the Maysville Panthers, Cole Searle, Morgan Raiders, Keegan Carnes from West Em, Noah Winland from John Glenn, Seth Henning out of Philo, Bronson Bendel from John Glenn, Caden Sheridan from the Sheridan Generals, Jarek Braglin, New Lex, Wyatt Weiss from Riverview, Logan Neiswanger from Morgan, Justin Clayton out of Zanesville, AJ Winders, Justin Munyon, and Bryson Ruff from the Generals, Ashton Sensabaugh from Tri-Valley, Riley Woody out of Coshocton, Drake Durst, Tri-Valley, Braden Bleakney, Philo, Cole Davis, and Connor Backus from Sheridan, Owen McCoy from Morgan, Cord McKenzie with West Em, Ashton Schultz from Philo, Connor McKenzie out of West Em, and then down at the bottom, Colin Thornton from West Em, Xander Daniels, Rosecrans, Xander Daniels, from Rosecrans, Nick Zanders from John Glenn, Maddox Burkhart from Rosecrans, Mike Farley from West Em round out the Muskingum Valley All-Stars, and of course they're coached by the West Muskingum coaching staff here tonight, Nate Brown Rig and Company. And we will also present to you the Licking County All-Stars as well. We've got Drew Vahalik from Granville, Justin Giffen from Utica, Grayson Shoemate, Heath, T. Davey, Newark, Dante Verasso, who is not playing in this game, battled some injuries during the football season and afterwards, but he was given a roster spot out of respect. and a fantastic wide receiver out of Granville. D'Angelo Goodrich from Licking Heights, Titan Priest, Licking Valley, Isaiah Mitchell, Lakewood, Noah Music, Granville, Michael Landry, Licking Heights, Braden Bayless, and Connor Toomey from Heath, Alex Phelps, Licking Valley, Gavin Chin, Utica, Jacob Wheeler, Licking Valley, Levi Osborne, Johnstown, Dalen McIntyre, and Paul Gold from Heath, Drew Bingham, Northridge, Jacob Myers, Johnstown, Tyler Cholera, Utica, Ethan Witt, Licking Heights, Reese Schreiner, Heath, Christian Ulrey, Northridge, Chase Armstead, Heath, Shane Seville, Newark, Tristan Musgrave, Newark Catholic, Ian Miller, Heath, Colton Rhodes, Watkins Memorial, Dylan Cooper Ryder, Utica, Keegan Jacks, Lakewood, and Matthew Lehman from Licking Valley, and they're led by the Heath coaching staff and Tim Ward. That was a mouthful, Jamie, but we got recognition for every player playing in this game tonight.
Yep.
So,
if that's the only time their names called, at least it was called once.
For sure. It's turning into a great night for some football. It's too bad that a storm, almost sort of like a tornado, kind of burned through South Zanesville not that long ago. Hopefully everyone's safe and sound. But thanks for joining us live on YouTube, Facebook, and X for coverage of the 42nd Annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game presented by the Sam Cronin team at Cross Country Mortgage. They're the ones to go to if you need a home loan here in the area. So they just opened up a new office in Buckeye Lake. So they are in the Zanesville area, but they're also up towards the Newark area as well. So and we've got a full crew here tonight, me and Jamie on the call. We've got Aaron running the show for us. We've got 3 camera guys as well as 2 guys on the field capturing some unreal highlights that'll come out next week following this game.
Something else that's missing from when I played is what you guys do.
Right.
What I wouldn't give to have something copied, something digitally made.
Just something you could watch.
To watch all the games. I have to watch VHS tapes.
Right. When was the last time you pulled one of those out to watch something?
It's been a while. But it has to happen every once in a while just to remind you how old you really are.
What's the week of practice like? That, I mean, because it's so short. You obviously, the game plan's pretty simple. But like, what's it like when you're playing against the guys who, back in your day, I mean, everybody kind of hated each other.
Right.
You got to come together and try to win a football game, and you got to learn how to play together and all this.
If I'm not mistaken, I think we got 2 weeks.
2 weeks back in your day?
I think so. I think we got 2 weeks back then. Now, practice is so limited and so short right now. You're just throwing things together and hoping it comes out for the good.
Well, I think more important than, of course, all these kids want to, win their final football game that they'll play in high school, but I think it's just also about the time together too, and the memories made, and just having some fun, and hopefully come out injury-free as well. Right. In a game where obviously there's bragging rights, but there's no real importance to it. You're not winning a state championship, but we're going to have the national anthem here at Jim Rockwell Stadium here in New Lexington. Teams will go to their respective sidelines, and we'll be back in a moment here with Storied Rivals.
What's up, everybody? Sam Cronin with Cross Country Mortgage. Anybody that knows me knows I love football. So that's why I'm super excited to be involved again with this year's live stream of the Muskingum Licking football game. We partnered with Storied Rivals to bring you all the action. And just like on the football field when I used to score touchdowns, I'm going to take your turn down and make it a touchdown with your home loan. So if you need a home loan, you know who to call for that. The Sam Cronin team, because we make home loans easy.
Yo, we're here at the HQ packing up the orders. The new Endure Hydrate is flying out the door. These hydration sticks are a game changer for any athlete, but especially this time of year. It's 80 degrees out. You're doing 2-a-days, you're scrimmaging, you're running, you're sweating outside. That brain fog and fatigue you're used to feeling isn't just because you had a hard practice. It's electrolyte imbalance. You need Endure Hydrate. Check this out. Pink Himalayan salt, stevia sweetened, has B vitamins in it, has all the proper ratios of the electrolytes, the same ratios that you're losing when you're out there sweating and playing. If you want to perform well, if you want to feel good, if you want to be clear-headed and you want to recover properly and be safe when you're out there doing these 2-a-days in the heat, you need Endure Hydrate.
Let's get ready to play some football here at Jim Rockwell Stadium. Will Ford, Jamie Harrod with Storied Rival Sports Media bringing you the 42nd annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game. Presented by the Sam Cronin team at Cross Country Mortgage. They make home loans easy. And we'll read off the rest of our sponsors here, our supporting sponsors tonight. Licking Memorial Health Systems, RC, DRV Supercenter, Park National Bank, KB Trophies and Tees, LC Sports Hub, Zembra Bros Incorporated, Zane State College, Genesis Orthopedic Sports Medicine, Catering by the Grill, Computer Plus Technologies, La Sertoma International, Energy Cooperative, and Hometown Fitness, Duncan Falls. Muskingum Valley will kick off to start this game. Licking County, will start with the football. That's a tongue twister there. That's gonna get me tonight a couple of times.
Yep.
I know it's got me a bunch years prior. So,
have we changed anything with our kickoffs? Like the NFL, we're just regular kickoff, right?
I think we're just regular kickoff. I know
That's
you can wave for a fair catch anywhere,
Yeah.
and it'll be a touchback. But yeah, I mean the rule changes. With the NFL,
Nice kick.
it's going to be fielded at the 10-yard line, out to the 20, and swarmed to the 25-yard line.
34, Braden Bleakney on the tackle.
Now Licking County will start from their own 25, and here we go with some summer football. And this really gets us hyped up for the fall. It's mid-June already. It won't be long before we get the pads cracking again. But a celebration tonight of these seniors who graduated. They get to play one final game. Braden Bayless takes a snap out of shotgun, looks to the right. It's going to be a screen to the right side, and no gain there. Nothing doing.
Nice tackle by Cameron Barnhouse.
Good job making a tackle in space. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Bayless with 2 receivers to his left. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and once again, nothing doing. Muskingum Valley, the defensive line gets good penetration. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
Jack Wright on the tackle.
And you called it. You said it was going to be physical. Muskingum Valley would be, especially up front. And that's 2 plays there back-to-back. Physical tackles out in space and inside. Now 3rd down and 10 for Bayless.
Trips to the top side.
And he's going to look in that direction. Now he's going to tuck it, look left. Nowhere to go with the football, and he throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. A 3-and-out here for
Nice
Licking County, and they'll punt it away.
Yeah.
Bayless had time, but as you mentioned, that coverage was too good downfield and had to kind of try to make a play and couldn't.
Opening drive jitters got the Licking County team.
And it's going to be a fake.
That's not going to
And that's not going to do it. Yeah, only a gain of 5 there on the fake.
Cameron Barnhouse again.
Jacob Wheeler was back to punt, and he took the snap and took off with it, and there was not much there. And so now Muskingum Valley, they're going to set up shop at the Licking County 26-yard line. I'm sorry, 29-yard line.
Camden Sheridan, the quarterback.
And Sheridan, just one of those, like, just so gifted, not only with his arm, but with his legs. And he'll be in shotgun with trips to the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a handoff up the middle and a gain of 3 yards, maybe 4, up to the 25.
Israel Rice on the carry from Coshocton.
And Caden Sheridan will be going to Moorhead State to play baseball. Rice in the backfield again here on a 2nd down and 6. Sheridan looking right. He's going to throw to the flat. That's going to be caught at the 20 and hopping out of bounds near the 15 at the 14-yard line.
Jarek Braglin, number 14, Jarek Braglin.
6'2" wide receiver out of New Lex.
Good ball. It's a hard pass to throw right there. Long pass to the flat.
It's one of the more underrated throws, I think, in football.
Yep. Put it on the money.
Now it'll be 1st and 10 from the 14, and it's going to be empty set for Sheridan. The motion and receiver, it's going to be a jet sweep.
Going to have a penalty.
Little touch pass, spin move. And the ball's out, but it's going to be recovered by Muskingum Valley. And as you mentioned, we do have
Nope.
Is there no penalty flag,
nope.
huh?
Letting them play. Second and 14.
Muskingum Valley was set up with really good field position, and they almost just gave it right back. Two receivers to the right and to the left for Sheridan. It's going to be a quarterback keeper right up the middle, and he'll get a handful. But it'll still be 3rd and long.
Brings it back to manageable. We're going to find out if we're going to be kicking the ball or if we're going to be going for it.
I imagine in a game like this, they're going to be aggressive this close to the end zone.
This play will let you know.
Sheridan will take the snap and roll to the right. He's looking. Tons of time to throw. He's got good blocking. He throws. It's going to be caught near the sideline at
Wesley.
the 4-yard line. Wesley Armstead.
Yep. Going to be close. Maybe.
That's right at the sticks.
Yep, they're giving it to him.
So 1st and goal for Muskingum Valley at the 4. And a dot right there from Sheridan to Armstead.
Bringing in Logan Neiswanger now at quarterback. Goal line package. Beef. Power eye.
And it's going to be
Nice.
a handoff.
Yep.
Good job fighting through
Touchdown.
tacklers. Reaches across the goal
Touchdown.
line, and it's going to be a touchdown for Muskingum Valley.
Riley Woody from Coshocton.
Riley Woody draws first blood in this 42nd annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game.
Talking about a blast from the past. Power eye football. I know a certain coach standing up here behind me that really likes to see that.
And here in a few minutes, we will bring a coach in the MVL here on our broadcast. Dirk Lincecum from the Philo Electrics will join us here in a minute. And that point after is right off the crossbar and no good. So 6-0, 8:51 remaining in the first quarter. Muskingum Valley leads Licking County in this 42nd annual All-Star Game presented by the Sam Cronin team at Cross Country Mortgage. And we'll be right back after this.
What's up, everybody? Sam Cronin with Cross Country Mortgage.
We want to
Anybody
bring
that knows me
Dirk
knows
on
I
after the
love
break
football.
here and
So that's
begin
why I'm
here.
super excited to be involved again with this year's live stream of the Muskingum Licking football game. We partnered with Storied Rivals to bring you all the action. And just like on the football field when I used to score touchdowns, I'm going to take your turn down and make it a touchdown with your home loan. So if you need a home loan, you know who to call for that. The Sam Cronin team, because we make home loans easy.
Yo, we're here at the HQ packing up the orders. The new Endure Hydrate is flying out the door. These hydration sticks are a game changer for any athlete, but especially this time of year, it's 80 degrees out. You're doing 2-a-days, you're scrimmaging, you're running, you're sweating outside. That brain fog and fatigue you're used to feeling isn't just because you had a hard practice, it's electrolyte imbalance. You need Endure Hydrate. Check this out. Pink Himalayan salt, stevia sweetened, has B vitamins in it, has all the proper ratios of the electrolytes, the same ratios that you're losing when you're out there sweating and playing. If you want to perform well, if you want to feel good, if you want to be clear-headed and you want to recover properly and be safe when you're out there doing these 2-a-days in the heat, you need Endure Hydrate.
I was telling him. I didn't know.
Welcome back to the 42nd annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game. Licking County with the football after Muskingum Valley scored a touchdown on their opening drive and missed the extra point. They lead 6-0. But Will Ford here with Storied Rivals, and we're joined by Dirk Lincecum, the head coach of the Philo Electrics. Coach, really appreciate you taking time to stop in on our broadcast here tonight. How you doing, man?
Great. How are you guys? Thanks for having me. Love to be here. Love to be around football down here in Perry County. Good football down here.
So how's your summer going so far? You know, have you started workouts, camp, anything like that with your guys over at Philo?
Yeah, so after school let out, we would bring guys in the springtime just to open the field for them and let them do some things. And then, we started our summer workouts on June 3rd. And we go 3 days a week and bring guys in, have them lift, and just basically open up the field for them and, trying to start getting them in shape. It's a long season, so
sure.
your body's got to be ready for it.
Right. 2nd down and 5 for Licking County. Bayless directing traffic, and he's going to have to step out of bounds. Nothing downfield. But, Coach, you played in this game and won an MVP back in the 90s, and then you've coached in this game as well. I mean, what do you love most about this game? I mean, you can approach it from a playing standpoint, a coaching standpoint, just overall. I mean, what do you like most about this game?
Everything.
Fair.
I think the first thing that comes to my mind is tradition. I heard this was the 42nd annual MVL LCL All-Star Game. That's really cool to be a part of that. It's really neat to listen to Coach Harrop talk about, when he played in this game. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun when I got to play in this game. I've had lots of players over my time as the head coach at Philo playing this game. And just to know that after you graduate, there's still another opportunity to play a football game for these guys, I know is exciting. I have 3 guys that are playing this game tonight. Certainly want to see them do well. But really just happy that these kids get this opportunity because football is such a limited resource in your entire life. You got such a small window to play the game because it's just so physical. And that's another thing about this game. What I remember about it as a player, it's so physical. This game, these guys just hit. They just hit each other in the mouth over and over, and it's a nice punt. And it's just a really there's no friendships out there.
Yeah.
With social media and things now, everybody's so closely connected. But when you step across the white line, there's no loyalties to the opposite colored jersey. So it's really nice to see these guys just go out and compete. And I'm happy that these guys who just recently graduated from high school, some of them will go on and play more football, but most of them will not. This will be it for most of them. And the fact they get to keep that jersey and keep these memories is really cool.
So another 3 and out for Licking County. Muskingum Valley will take the field once again. 7:47 remaining in quarter number 1, and Muskingum Valley leads 6-0 so far in this one. And, Coach, you're one of the rare people that got to play more football beyond your high school career. I mean, you played, I guess, semi-professionally, professionally, but then you also had a tryout, an NFL tryout with the Cleveland Browns. I mean, you're one of the rare people, I guess, especially in this area, that got to take that next step and almost made it to the NFL. I mean, when you look back on your playing days, I mean, what's special about it to you?
Everything.
Yeah.
That's my favorite answer tonight. I don't know. There's so many things. I mean, I was just grateful that God blessed me with those opportunities, and I had the right people around me at the right time to help me and to push me when I wasn't in the mood to go train. They would drag me there, and then, as I got a little older, I became the one dragging people to go train. And, my parents loved me and treated me with respect, and that was the biggest influence in my life. And after them, certainly be my teachers and coaches, the people that invested time in me and patience and energy. And, I'm just really grateful for all the people I've had in my life. My high school coaches, actually, when I played in this game, Reed Boffman was on the coaching staff. The MVL is so competitive that I think it prepares young men and young women, not just in football, but
Right.
that level of competition prepares them for so many things in life after they leave high school. And I would say from the football point of view, football saves lives. It saved my life. It kept me away from certain things that were easy and available, and kept me away from the wrong group of people. So it saved my life in many ways. And it's a rough game. It can be a dangerous game, but the guys that are in charge of these young men are very good people. They don't do it for the glory. They don't do it for the money. They do it because they have a love of the game and they love to work with kids. And I know every coach in this league, even the new guys, and I've talked to all of them. I've spent time with most of them. And the young men of this area and the families are very lucky to have so many good people surrounding their children when it comes to the game of football in high school. So I was a part of that, and that's what I'm grateful for. And I got lucky enough to go to college, to Ashland, and I had another great coach there who was like a father away from home to me when I was homesick, and he treated me well, and I got opportunities there. So I just had a little bit of luck on my side too.
Ball's on the ground, but it was recovered by Muskingum Valley, and it'll be 4th down, so they'll give it back to Licking County.
That's really the first mistake that the Muskingum All-Stars have made. It's really nice when you can kick the ball off at the beginning of the game, knowing you're going to get that second half kickoff, and you get that first stop.
Right.
And Licking County tried to fake a punt, and the Barnhouse kid made a really nice play and gave us a short field, and we punched it in. So that really right there was kind of the first mistake. So hopefully we can punt it away and change this field position back to their side of the field.
So when did you coach this game? When was the last time you coached it?
So my staff and I coached this game.
Oh, we've got a muffed punt. The snap's muffed and now taking off.
See if he can turn the corner here.
Spin move and a tackle. Still breaking tackles. But Licking County is going to have the football just outside the 10-yard line. Well, one mistake followed by another one there, Coach.
Yeah.
But
looks like special teams are already playing a major factor in this game, too. I mean, if we need a defensive stop here, we got to shut them down because we don't have any room to give. So going to be aggressive here defensively. The last time I coached in this game was 2017, be after the 2016 season. And so I had a wonderful group. That's when we practiced for 2 weeks, and it was just really a fun experience. We grilled out for the kids most evenings after practice down there at Sam Hatfield Stadium, and the kids would stick around until I finally had to kick them out at like 9:30.
Sure.
Say, all right, we'll be back tomorrow. We can get more hot dogs. And so, yeah, it was a great experience as a player, great experience as a coach, and it's fun to nominate kids for this game.
right.
And then just come and watch them, and just those relationships you build with those guys. I heard Coach Harrop talking about it. The guys that you kind of grew up hating and competing against, you realize that you're probably not that much different than them, and
Right.
there's something really cool about that.
Yeah, and in that game you coached, one of your guys won the MVP for Muskingum Valley. It was Colt Moore.
Colt Moore, yeah.
Yeah, so that's also an added benefit, added special moment there. Just kind of adds to that special nature. You get to coach all these great players, and one of your guys comes out with that MVP trophy at the end. So
Yeah, and what's nice about that is the media votes on the MVP throughout the game, and they make the decision. That they basically come to you at the end of the game and say, here's who we've got, and you present them the award, and it was really neat that it was Colt Moore. Colt was a tremendous player. He had an unbelievable senior year, and just really, really good football player.
Bayless on 3rd and 9 is going to roll to the right, launch towards the end zone.
Out of bounds.
It's out of bounds. A flag's going to be thrown, but I'm also not sure that ball wasn't catchable either.
That ball hit the fence.
Yeah. So I wonder if they're going to pick that flag up.
Yeah.
They're going to talk about it, but
I don't agree with that.
I don't like that call.
There was some contact from the receiver as well as the defensive back. I think they might pick it up. I think they should.
So they're going to say before the pass was thrown, holding. So give another chance to Licking County to score here.
We got 3rd down.
3rd down, and it'll be 3rd down and 4 from the 6-yard line. 5:25 remaining in the first quarter. 6-0 Muskingum Valley, but Licking County knocking on the door.
I know Licking County's kicker is number 20. I don't see him over there kicking into a net or anything. So I'm guessing they're going to try to get a chunk here and then go for it again.
Bayless is going to keep
Keeper.
the ball, read option, and he's going to waltz into the end zone. Touchdown, Licking County. Read option, keep.
Good call.
And the score from Braden Bayless, part of the LCL Cardinal champion Heath Bulldogs this year. And I know Coach Ward is going to miss having him on his team next year.
Yeah, it was a really good job of sitting on that mesh before he pulled it and ran around the right side.
And Bayless, he's going to move on to play football at Otterbein next year, so he'll be in the tough Ohio Athletic Conference. Of course, Mount Union is, I think, a league above everybody else in that conference, but then, certainly the rest of the teams, good competition. Point after is good, and Licking County takes the lead 7-6. Coach, we really appreciate you stopping by here during this All-Star game, man. It was good to talk to you, and I'm glad everything's going well this summer, and hopefully you guys have a good 2024 season, man. But I appreciate you stopping by during this All-Star game.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out back to you and Aaron at Storied Rivals, just doing a great job. These kids really look forward to watching the videos throughout the season, and those are a lot of memories captured for them. That I have a son that graduated. He's been out for a year now, and still will pull up Storied Rivals videos.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's just really cool. So keep doing what you're doing, and shout out to Hometown Fitness and Coach Harrop too for just always giving and never asking for anything in return. It's the kind of guy he is, and that's what he represents. So appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity.
Of course, thank you, Coach. It means a lot coming from you, and we'll get Jamie Harrop back in here on the call, and Licking County leads 7-6. 5:20 left in this first quarter at Jim Rockwell Stadium here in New Lexington. Thanks for joining us live on Facebook, X, and YouTube. And it's going to be a touchback here, and Muskingum Valley will come back out on offense. And I'll tell you what, the last possession was kind of a disaster there. You had the
It was 2 turnovers, actually. On 4th down, we're punting. Ball goes between the legs. The ball ends up inside the 5, and then we're on 3rd and long. We have a holding to give them another play. That changed the play call for sure. Fourth and goal from the 9 is a lot different than third
and 4. Yeah,
from the 5. So
and at that point, you get 2 chances at it too
Yep,
if you don't gain a yard.
Yep.
So
Yep, their minds were made up. It was going to be read option, that play, and if they didn't make it, they were probably going to come right back to the line and do it again.
And that's exactly why you run that. You don't run the football unless you are going for it on a fourth down there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now here's Muskingum Valley, their next possession, and a good wrap-up in the backfield. Dalen McIntyre from Heath all over the field for the Bulldogs during the 2023 season. And he gets a stop almost in the backfield. It's going to be a gain of maybe a half a yard. Second down for Muskingum Valley.
Logan Nicewanger back in at quarterback.
Going to be a motion across the formation. Ashton sends the ball motions, and now a throw out to him in the flat. And out of bounds near the 30.
Third and short. This is the big play here. You don't want to give the ball right back to them after they have momentum.
.429 on the clock here in this first quarter at Jim Rockwell Stadium. If you're just joining us,
we're back to the power I.
Nicewanger is going to hand it off. First down and more out to the 33-yard line.
Riley Woody.
6 foot, 205-pound running back from Coshocton.
Tough to bring down. I think they might stick with it.
And I'm sure that's good for you. You enjoy seeing that power football.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And they go right back to it. The pitch out to the side. Woody got some space across the 50 and into Licking County territory to the 46-yard line.
We may see this formation for a little bit. I think I'd stick with it. How about you, Coach? Licking County is taking out the beef, bringing in something smaller.
Back to this formation. Woody hurdles a man that got into the backfield, and a gain of 3. Second down and 7 for Muskingum Valley. They trail by 1. 3:30 remaining in the first.
Number 6, Titan Priest, is lining up over the football. At 6 foot, 190 pounds. I'm sure they're hoping his quickness will disrupt some things in the backfield.
Nicewanger again under center in this power I. They go to the right this time, and they're going to throw it out into the flat, and they left it short. Wyatt Reese was in the flat out of Riverview.
Had the right play called. He was going to run for a while.
He would, yeah. There was tons of green out in front of him, and just didn't quite put enough on that ball.
Yeah, we're coming out of the power I now. That's what controlling the line of scrimmage does. It creates plays like that to get kids in space to make plays, and he just unfortunately left it short.
Now back into the shotgun. Nicewanger looking right,
slant.
fires slant across the middle, and he dropped it. That would have been an
Nice
easy
ball.
first down, and instead it'll be 4th down, and it's decision time for Brownrigg and Muskingum Valley, and we'll see what they call and see if they punt it. Looks like they're going to send out the punting unit.
Smart, safe play is to punt it, pin them down. They had the play call they wanted. AJ just couldn't hold on to it. I doubt that happened very many times last year for him.
This time, the snap does not go through the legs of the punter. It's a high backspinning kick. It's going to land at the 20 and bounce inside the 15 for Licking County. And they lead 7-6.
Ashton Sensabaugh on the kick.
And I always struggle to tell who some of these players are because they wear all those different emblems on the helmets. So you think it's at one school, but really you have no idea.
Right.
I mean, but it's still really, that's a really cool thing that these guys do.
You can always pick out the Sheridan kids. They got the red helmets.
Bayless goes on 2, and he's going to hand it off, bouncing outside, shaking a couple tacklers and getting to the 20-yard line.
Ran 20 to get 5.
It was Isaiah Mitchell from Lakewood. Approaching 2 minutes left in this first quarter of the 42nd annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game here at Jim Rockwell Stadium. 2nd down and 5 for Licking County. Again, a handoff up the middle and a first down picked up for Licking County.
Right at him.
Back-to-back 5-yard carries for Mitchell and moving the sticks. Now trips to the left for Bayless at the bottom of your screen. Fires to the right and miscommunication there. He threw the nobody out in the flat. I think Jacob Wheeler from Licking Valley thought that was going to be an in-breaking route. He thought that ball was coming to the inside.
2 kids that's played together a lot on that side. Noah Winland and Cameron Barnhouse had the coverage. Couple kids from John Glenn, always tough defense.
Second down and 10 from the 26. Bayless hands it off. Not much there for Mitchell this time. And the ball's on the ground.
Still out.
And it's recovered by Licking County. 64, Colton Rhodes from Watkins Memorial recovered that fumble. That's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen the ball put on the turf.
Yep. Let's go bring up 3rd and long. They haven't had any success in it yet. Let's see if we can get some pressure off the edge.
The 3rd down and 12 for Licking County.
Have to call timeout.
Tim Ward calls timeout for Licking County for this 3rd down and 12 on their own 24-yard line. 1:36 remaining in the first quarter, and they lead 7-6. And we'll step aside and be back for this 3rd down play right after this message from the Sam Cronin team and Cross Country Mortgage, as well as our other supporting sponsors here tonight.
What's up, everybody? Sam Cronin with Cross Country Mortgage. Anybody that knows me knows I love football. So that's why I'm super excited to be involved again with this year's live stream of the Muskingum Licking football game. We partnered with Storied Rivals to bring you all the action. And just like on the football field when I used to score touchdowns, I'm going to take your turn down and make it a touchdown with your home loan. So if you need a home loan, you know who to call for that. The Sam Cronin team, because we make home loans easy.
Third down and 12 for Licking County out of the timeout. Bayless is going to roll to the right. Throws downfield and out of bounds. He was looking for number 20, Jacob Wheeler, who he missed on the previous throw.
Had a comeback route on the sideline. Had him open, just missed him. Tough to defend that play.
It's so difficult, too, when you only get a week to practice with everybody and you can't quite get that timing down. You're not used to the way your
Absolutely.
teammates break off of routes. Wheeler will punt it away.
Got a holding on Licking County.
And it's going to bounce inside the 30 to the 29-yard line where Muskingum Valley will take over. And as Jamie said, laundry on the field.
Looked like Owen McCoy was going to get close to that ball, and the up back probably did a good job of holding him, or else it might have been bad news for Licking County. But it's going to give him 10 yards and may make him punt it again. They are. It's going to back him up to the 10-yard line. So he'll be punting from his end zone.
Yep, and A.J. Winders from Sheridan going back out to receive this kick. 6'2", 170-pound receiver going to Denison University in the fall.
I think the hard thing for these kids with special teams is probably none of them played special teams last year.
Right.
For the last couple of years.
Sure, yeah.
They were the starters on their team, so they wasn't playing a lot of special teams, so this is something new for them. That's why we've seen a couple of miscues in the kicking game so far.
And now you got to be really careful if you're Wheeler because you're fielding this now inside your own end zone. You're taking this snap.
Yep.
And we already saw Muskingum Valley.
Let's see if they bring some pressure this time. They may be setting up a return.
And Muskingum Valley is kind of playing back.
Yeah, it looks like we're just going to play for a return.
Winders is set up at the 50. This punt is a short one. It hits at the Licking County 40 and lands at the 43-yard line. So Muskingum Valley set up with really good field position as they trail by 1 with 1:13 left in the first quarter.
That's a 23-yard penalty.
Really flipped the field.
Yes.
But that's a good point that you brought up, is that the majority of these guys, outside of maybe like Winders as a return man,
Right.
And maybe some of these guys playing up front, they are not playing special teams. They are playing offense and defense strictly.
Yep.
So that's an entire unit of your football team that has not a lot of experience maybe and no cohesion.
Right.
Sheridan on 1st down and 10 gets a couple of yards to the 41.
The reason why we have 13 points in this game is because of special teams.
Yeah, people love the razzle-dazzle of offense or the hard-hitting defense, but sometimes special teams can have the biggest impact on a game.
Absolutely. Jim Trussell said the most important play in a football game is the punt.
2nd down and 8 from the 41. Sheridan, empty set. It's going to be a touch pass.
Ashton.
Sensabaugh reversing field and gets to the 39-yard line and gains 2 more. I think they blew it dead before additional yardage was gained. So it'll be 3rd down and medium.
Ashton's a 3-sport star at Tri-Valley, and he just athlete, loves sports, loves competition. You can see that in the way he runs the football. That's going to set up 3rd and 6.
We've got another timeout here on the field.
Quarter
Ends 7-6. Licking County leads in this 42nd annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game presented by Storied Rivals and the Sam Cronin team at Cross Country Mortgage. We'll be back with second quarter action after this.
What's up, everybody? Sam Cronin with Cross Country Mortgage. Anybody that knows me knows I love football. So that's why I'm super excited to be involved again with this year's live stream of the Muskingum Licking football game. We partnered with Storied Rivals to bring you all the action. And just like on the football field when I used to score touchdowns, I'm going to take your turn down and make it a touchdown with your home loan. So if you need a home loan, you know who to call for that. The Sam Cronin team, because we make home loans easy.
Caden Sheridan throws out into the flat, incomplete on 3rd down and 6, so it'll be 4th down as we get the second quarter going here at Jim Rockwell Stadium. 7-6, Licking County leads Muskingum Valley. Will Ford here with Jamie Harrop.
Inside the 40, you got to go for it.
Absolutely.
And looks like he's sending out the punt team.
It's the All-Star game, man.
Yeah.
Why not be aggressive?
Right.
You're only down 1. Unless they're cooking up a fake of their own.
Could be.
Sends the ball back to kick. That one's high, and it's going to be fielded at the 7-yard line. And I don't know if McIntyre really wanted to field it, or if he wasn't paying attention, but maybe he lost it in the sun. But that was almost dangerous.
Yeah. Seth Henning was right there. Looked like he may have been able to get to that ball and down it maybe inside the 5. So it may have been a good decision at the end.
But now Licking County will have to go 93 yards on this possession to extend their lead. Thanks for joining us live on YouTube, Facebook, and X with Storied Rival Sports Media. It's All-Star Game presented by the Sam Cronin team at Cross Country Mortgage.
Kansas City Eye from the Licking County team.
Looks like maybe an offside here on the defense. They're pointing to the Muskingum Valley side. And that's indeed the call. So that's a free 5 yards there. That gives Licking County a lot more breathing room. Opens up the playbook a little bit more.
Licking County is going to see how they can move the football using the power of football.
Michael Landry from Licking Heights is under center now for the Licking County All-Stars. He's going to hand it off and to the 16-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and short now after that offsides. A pitch this time. Flag flies.
Going to have holding on number 6.
First down was picked up, but it's going to be coming back.
I think Titan Priest got a hold of Barnhouse. Kept him from making the play in the backfield. So now that takes it from 2nd and 3 to 2nd and 13.
Oh, they're actually calling a face mask instead of a holding.
Oh.
So that's a little bit more.
Half the distance.
That'll be half the distance to the goal, yes.
Move it back to the 7, 8 yard line.
So they were given a gift with the offsides, and then they gave the gift right back. Landry under center. Is going to be a quick handoff across the 10-yard line. A couple Muskingum Valley players with the tackle. Titan Priest with the carry there for Licking Valley. And he plans to go to Ohio State here in the fall. So 3rd down and 5 now for Licking County.
I think bootleg.
They do fake it, and it was read very well. It's going to be a sack at the 3-yard line. So you called the play, and Muskingum Valley was ready for it. And it was Barnhouse again who got that initial pressure. I mean, he has been all over the field defensively.
He's made the majority of the tackles so far. Big spots, he's definitely stepped up. For them, Licking Heights.
Michael Landry. So now 4th down, and this punt taken out of the back of the end zone. That's boomed away. And had some room, but Winders had to go to his knees to field it. But still good field position for Muskingum Valley. Score still 7-6 here. Slow going here in this first half, 9:48 on the clock in the second.
I think we go back to the power eye.
It's been a throwback kind of game to this point.
Yeah. Nope, they're going to spread it out. Give Caden Sheridan a chance here.
Seems like most of the success, really, for both teams has been, through that power eye, through running the football, establishing the line of scrimmage. Not a whole lot doing, moving the ball through the air, but Sheridan is in the gun. He's going to look left, throw that slant, and it's going to be picked off.
D'Angelo Goodrich, Licking Heights.
Goodrich gets the ball right back for the Licking County All-Stars. And a rare mistake from Caden Sheridan. Didn't throw many picks at all during the 2023 season.
That connection has been all year also. That is definitely lack of practice.
Indeed, yes. When you're several months removed, you're 2 full sports seasons removed from the sport.
Yeah.
And you only get a week to practice, you're going to be a little rusty once you step back out on the field.
We know that Caden Sheridan had an excellent baseball season also.
Bayless fakes the handoff,
Screen.
throws out to the left. It's going to be a screen and out to the 30-yard line. Nice pickup of 8 yards, 7 yards.
Braden Blakeney on the tackle.
Gavin Chin with the reception there from Utica. 2nd down and 3. Bayless has the lone touchdown in this game for Licking County. He's going to take off and run with it. Not sure that wasn't a designed run, and he's going to slide at the 40. They'll mark him at the 41 and a 1st down, Licking County. Yeah, Jamie, I'm not sure that wasn't designed run all the way.
Yeah.
He kind of stopped and looked like he was going to throw for a second, then immediately took off. Whether that was improv or not, 1st down.
The receivers did run the routes, so I don't know if that's part of the play or not, but he did. He put his foot in the ground. He saw a hole, and he took off. Good play.
Bayless is now going to hand it off, and good penetration by Muskingum Valley. 3 guys there to make a tackle. Keegan Carnes, the main one there from West End with the stop.
Colin Thornton was there also, 66, from West Muskingum also. Behind the sticks again.
If Alex Phelps from Licking Valley, a 6'4" wide receiver in the slot. They throw to him, makes the catch, and a good gain on second down. Makes it third and very manageable.
They brought Justin Munyon off the edge, which left the flat wide open for just a pitch and catch out there.
And it's nice when you got a big target to throw to as well. Long arms,
Yes.
huge catch radius.
This may be 4-down territory for them.
At some point, you know,
Yeah.
one of these two teams is going to start going for it on fourth down.
Yep.
Can't play conservative all game. But they might be biding their time until the second half for decisions like that. Bayless now on 3rd down and 3. Rolls right. Protection breaks down, directing traffic. And he slips and falls.
That didn't look good on his knee. Hope he's okay. Yeah, he's up. He's good.
Bounces up.
Now it's no decision.
Now you do have to punt the football, yeah. And it seems like any time Bayless has tried to roll out tonight to extend plays, look downfield, the coverage from Muskingum Valley has just been excellent.
His receiver fell down too.
And that doesn't help.
No, but he came to the single receiver side. He had trips to the top side, and he came to the single receiver after he got pressured, and that one receiver fell down, so he didn't have anywhere to go with the ball.
And then he fell down on his own, so it really...
Keegan Carnes was right there, right in the position that he needed to be to make the play. If he doesn't fall down, Keegan probably still makes that tackle.
A roll and a throw, another fake, and that's going to be incomplete. That bounced off the turf.
Incomplete.
Was looking for Connor Toomey. Great wide receiver from the Heath Bulldogs, and that one skipped off the turf into his arms. That one was right there. That was there.
Yeah.
It was a good call, and he just didn't execute it.
They actually had offensive linemen downfield also, but there was no flag thrown, so they were going to get away with it.
Well, it was incomplete, so I guess fair is fair, I suppose. It worked out in the end. The football gods spoke.
It's only a penalty if the flag comes out.
That's true. 6:18 remaining in the first half. Licking County leads in this All-Star game 7-6.
I think Coach Brownrigg is going to get back to moving the chains, chunk plays, first down.
Nicewanger looking left, throws to the flat. Nice completion. Could have been a late hit, and they're going to throw the flag.
Yeah, he was out of bounds.
Reception made by Bryson Ruff out of Sheridan, and he had been out of bounds for a step or two before he was shoved. So tack on another 15. How about that for a chunk play, Jamie?
Yep, that will chunk it.
And maybe not the way you drew it up, but you'll take it when you get it.
Right. Well, in that play, he's looking at, I need 5-6 yards. I want to get 5-6 yards, get into a positive second down outlook rather than being 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. That first down play when you're getting 5 and 6 yards, that is huge for the psyche of the offensive lineman. The play calling has changed also. So that's a big play. Even if there's not a tacked on 15, that's a big play. Because it had been 2 yards in a cloud of dust.
Right.
On a turf field.
Right. So now 1st and 10 from the 21 with Nicewanger in the gun. He's got Kyle Campbell in the backfield to his right. Nicewanger looks to the right.
Nice play
It's
call.
Winders out there.
Yep, nice play call.
And he gets inside the 10. Another first down from Muskingum Valley, knocking on the door.
Nice blocking by Cole Cyril and Wesley Armstead to spring him. That's another thing. You got Wesley Armstead out there blocking. He didn't have to do much of that. He had the ball in his hands a lot.
Absolutely.
So it's completely different.
Now 1st and goal from the 8. Niswonger hands it off up the middle.
Israel Rice.
Rice
Coshocton taking it down to the 1. 1.5. Now they're going to go to
they called the 2. Yeah, I saw what you saw, 1, and then those officials just kept inching over.
Looks like they're going back to the power eye. Riley Woody's back in at tailback.
And he had some nice runs in that first quarter out of that power eye look. So you imagine he's going to get the football here. Niswonger under center.
Bronson Bendel and Wyatt Weiss ahead of him. Yep, he's in.
And Woody spins into the end zone. Touchdown, Muskingum Valley. They retake the lead with 5:08 remaining in the first half. (12-7), Muskingum Valley. They missed the extra point on their first touchdown of the game. Clanged right off the crossbar. Had no height on the kick at all.
We may see that play action to the Weiss in the flat again.
Going for 2 here to make it a 7-point game, a full touchdown lead. Niswonger under center. I formation, they fake it, throw it out to the side, and that's going to be at the goal line. Are they going to call it 2 points or not? They're going to say no good on the 2-point try. They were looking for Wyatt Weiss out in the flat there. They missed him on a throw earlier in the game too on a play action. Left the ball a little short, and that one he had to come back for a little bit. And the defender did a good job closing in on the football and stopping him at the goal line.
It's too bad we don't have a review in high school football, or else that may have broken the plane.
Sure. You got to think that's got to happen eventually, right? I mean.
Well, in some leagues, I would imagine, yeah. I don't know that we'll see it in Muskingum Valley and Licking County.
Right.
But
so Muskingum Valley retakes the lead. They lead 12-7 in this 42nd annual All-Star game here in New Lexington. Turned into a beautiful evening after a rain storm delay. Antoine Johns will kick it away for Muskingum Valley.
Returnable this time.
Fielded by McIntyre. Takes it up the middle. And 2 Muskingum Valley All-Stars collide with him near the 30.
Seth Henning and Wyatt Weiss on the tackle.
Twelve to 7 is the score once again. 5:03 remaining in this second quarter here at Jim Rockwell Stadium. Bayless in the gun. And a busted play. I think he thought his running back was going to be there. He's going to have to throw it away. That play action did not go to plan. So 2nd down and 10 from the 30. And Jamie, you're sponsoring our player of the game tonight for the Muskingum Valley side, giving away a T-shirt from Hometown Fitness in Duncan Falls.
Yes.
You want to tell everybody about, I guess, the gym you got in Duncan Falls and guess why they, if people are looking to find a gym, why should they come to you?
Right. It's 24/7 access. We keep it at about $1 a day. It's about 7,000 square foot. We've got just about everything you can imagine to work out with. Good atmosphere. We're the first gym ever to be placed in Duncan Falls. So we feel very fortunate and blessed to have it, and it's gone really well. We get a lot of high school kids in there. They get to come in and work out when, if the locker room's closed and coaches can't be around, they can come in and get a workout year round. So it's really cool. You go in there on Friday and Saturday night, you see young kids in there working out. That's pretty cool. Right out, could be doing a lot of different things, but they're in there, working on their body, and it's pretty neat. But yeah, we're proud to be a sponsor, and look forward to this year. See what it brings us.
3rd down and 10. Bayless high on the throw out to the left side, and it's going to be 4th down. It was two throws there back-to-back from Bayless, unable to find his target. Neither team has really had much success throwing the football in this game.
No. Where Muskingum Valley has had success has been in the flat.
Right.
Short, one-step throws, or it's not complicated. If you can tell, Licking County is kind of, they're doing the comebacks. Doing a little bit more.
Ooh, that punt sails into the crowd. It's caught by a fan. And that was a really bad punt. I don't believe it was blocked.
It wasn't.
But just took his sweet time with the rollout, kind of that Aussie-style kick, and barely got a toe on it, and it was almost blocked too. He's lucky it wasn't.
Tomorrow morning, I think the head coach for Licking County is going to wish that he had more practice on the punt team, because it has cost them big time this whole game. We still got 4 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the second quarter, and we've already had, 4 miscues on the punt team.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim Ward won't be happy with that. They just gave up the touchdown, and now Muskingum Valley and with some prime real estate here to tack on here before the first half ends.
I don't have the stats in front of me, but I wonder if that was a positive punt or not. I don't know if it made it past the line of scrimmage or not.
Definitely close. But regardless, not good at all.
No. I think he was worried about it being blocked because somebody was right there that had a chance at it. He just rushed it.
Well, and I almost wonder, too, because he took a while kind of to set up for that punt. I almost wonder if maybe he had the option to take off with it, if he thought he saw something and waited a bit too long and then had to try to get it away quick before it was blocked. And
I would think if he had the option in the first quarter, he would have taken that away from him in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I would hope.
You just wonder why he took that long to get rid of it.
Yep.
The officials want to make sure they get the spot of the ball right. They're going to spot it at the 30. Niswonger still in the game at quarterback. In the power eye once again. They hand it off. Cut back inside the 25.
Play is designed to go off tackle to the left, and he cut it back over the center, and the linebacker over pursued it. Nice gain, first down.
Riley Woody scored the touchdown on the previous possession from Muskingum Valley. Nice 6-yard carry there on first down.
Does he have both of them?
He might have both of them, actually.
He might.
Now a pitch out to Woody again. Gets hammered.
Nice play.
No gain.
Nice tackle from Paul Gold from Heath.
3rd down and 4. We're under 4 minutes remaining in the first half. But Riley Woody certainly making a case through almost one half a play to be the Muskingum Valley MVP here in this game. Could potentially be our vote for your sponsored player of the game, and then as well as the Paul Culver Jr. Muskingum Valley MVP award overall.
Mr. Barnhouse is right there also on the defensive side.
It's a very good point.
Yep.
Very good point. We've got a timeout on the field called by Muskingum Valley with 3:26 remaining in the first half. Muskingum Valley leads 12-7. And we will step aside and come back after this timeout. You're watching the 42nd annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game presented by the Sam Cronin team with Cross Country Mortgage.
What's up, everybody? Sam Cronin with Cross Country Mortgage. Anybody that knows me knows I love football. So that's why I'm super excited to be involved again with this year's live stream of the Muskingum Licking football game. We partnered with Storied Rivals to bring you all the action. And just like on the football field when I used to score touchdowns, I'm going to take your turn down and make it a touchdown with your home loan. So if you need a home loan, you know who to call for that, the Sam Cronin team, because we make home loans easy.
.326 remaining in this first half here at Rockwell Stadium in New Lexington. Will Ford with Jamie Harrop on the call for this 42nd annual Muskingum Licking All-Star Game presented by the Sam Cronin team with Cross Country Mortgage. They make home loans easy. 3rd down and 4 on the 24 for Niswanger and company. He drops back, looking left, throws it down the sideline, wide open. Ashton Sensenbaugh, touchdown, Muskingum Valley. And you called it during the break, Jamie. You said line him up, go down the sideline.
Felt like it was time. Felt like it was time that you go up on top. That was a nice ball. Ashton, he's been getting open for, it seems like, for 5 years at Tri-Valley. I remember he started as the fullback and worked his way to the outside as a receiver where he was needed, worked on his hands, and has just become a good football player.
24-yard touchdown for number 23, Ashton Sensenbaugh. Low snap, but the point after is good. And Muskingum Valley extends their lead to 19-7 with 3:21 remaining in the first half. Special teams miscues for Tim Ward's Licking County All-Stars have really set them back. They had control. They were up 7-6, and in short order, in just a couple minutes here, it's 19-7 Muskingum, and they're looking pretty good right now. They've won the last 2 games, and they want to make it 3 in a row.
Yeah. The teams seem to be pretty evenly matched, man for man, player for player. But just the miscues have really cost them, and it's showing up on the scoreboard right now. Of course, the only score that Licking has also is because of a muff snap punt from Muskingum also.
Johns from Coshocton will boot it away once again to Licking County. McIntyre from Heath fields it at the 11. He's going to run to the left to the far sideline, stiff arms a man, and bulldozes to the 26-yard line. That's where Licking County.
Barnhouse, Seth Henning, and Kyle Campbell. Sun's going down, the lights aren't on.
That could become a problem for us pretty quick. We might be able to see red and blue, but we might not be able to see numbers on jerseys. Here's Bayless in the gun. Throws over the middle. That's caught. And a first down. Good catch, Alex Phelps. That's 6'4" wide receiver. He's going to OU in the fall. Down to 3 minutes remaining in this first half. I'd like to think they'd probably put the lights on at halftime. You know, 20 minutes, they'll warm them up, you know. Some motion into the backfield. It's going to be a sweep to the right side, a stiff arm.
Nice play.
And flipping tackle in the backfield by Antoine Johns.
Barnhouse had a chance to make the play. Johns come in and cleaned it up. Put him on his head.
He did indeed. Landed right on his helmet.
Now, Muskingum might be thinking about calling timeout here if the clock continues to run after this play. They still have 2 timeouts and 2 minutes to go.
If you could go up 3 scores and get the ball to start the second half.
Yep.
Bayless to the left side. Nice move. Breaking tackles down the sideline. There he goes to the 50, to the 40. Fumbles it out of bounds. But a nice catch and run from Isaiah Mitchell.
Got a flag on the field. Holding. Coming back. Nice play. Broke 2 tackles, 3 tackles down the sideline for a big play. 33-yard gain. All coming back.
A wasted effort from Isaiah Mitchell. And another setback for Licking County.
I believe it was Munyon was right there to make the play. Just couldn't come up with it.
Two minutes remaining in the first half. It'll be second down and 15 after that 33-yard play from Isaiah Mitchell was wiped. We stop play again. I think they're going to reset the game clock.
Yeah.
I think they started winding it before they were supposed to.
2:02, I believe. 2:02.
We need 8 more seconds back on the clock.
I don't believe he should have wound the clock. Penalty. Stops play. Now we should start the 25-second clock.
Bayless play action. Protection breaks down, throws to the left side. Wide open man to the 40. And getting close to the 45. That'll set up a third and very manageable. It was 2nd and 24. Seth Henning with the stop. But a nice play there on 2nd and very long.
Nothing was developing downfield, so he checked it down. Ended up with a good play.
3rd down and 6. Trips to the right. Quick throw. And behind his receiver. His receiver also fell down.
That stops the clock for Muskingum County, and it looks like they're going to have to punt, aren't they?
I would say so in this spot. You don't want to give Muskingum Valley, under 2 minutes, and you'd give them the ball right there.
They're going for it.
But also, they did just have a really bad punt on the previous possession. And so
yeah, he may have.
You almost wonder, would you rather just.
He may have written off punting for the rest of the game after the way it's been going.
Bayless high snap. Keeps the ball, stays on his feet, now lofts it downfield, has a man, 1st down inside Muskingum Valley territory.
That's a nice play. Kept the play alive. He was down, he was dead to rights in the backfield, got away, showing his athletic ability.
Gavin Chin, he was the intended receiver on the previous play on that 3rd down and gets the ball on 4th down. They go right back to him after the miscue. The slip and fall on the slant route.
Now we're looking at Licking County having 2 timeouts and having plenty of time now.
And wouldn't they like to cut this to one score going into halftime? Bayless rolling right. Plenty of protection. Throws to the sideline. That ball is caught inside the 35. Clock is still going to run, but that reception made by Jacob Wheeler.
Tackle by Noah Winland. That's his job. Keep it in front. Into half, under 2 minutes.
And we're approaching 1 minute now. But Licking County is still not a lot of
Taking
urgency.
time.
Not a whole lot of urgency, but Tim Ward want to make sure he gets the right call into Bayless.
This is a strike play here. This is, you got second and less than one. You're going downfield.
.40 seconds. Bayless
Yep,
going to
up
launch
top.
it deep towards the end zone.
Nice job.
That's
nice play.
almost going to be hauled in. It's going to be incomplete.
It's a nice defensive play by Seth Henning. But that's a perfect place for that right there. Second and one. You got to take your shots.
Because then you can run the football here, pick
Right,
it up, call
right.
timeout, and you just
Well, the
reset.
clock stops.
Sure, yes.
Stops
But also,
for
if you
first
want to
down.
make sure you get a good
Yep.
first down play, you could do that.
They're bringing in some beef up front. Looks like they're going to go ahead and get their first down on third down.
Dylan Cooper Ryder coming in from Utica. He's 6'1", 315, so
I might run behind him.
he'd be a good one to run behind, wouldn't he? I wouldn't want to line up across from him. They're going to
Kansas
hand
City
it off.
Eye. Yep.
Plenty of room. First down, easy peasy to the 30. 28 seconds. The clock stops.
Still plenty of time. 2 timeouts left. That's eternity.
And Licking County will use one of them with 28 seconds remaining. First and 10 from the Muskingum Valley 30-yard line, and they trail 19-7 in this 42nd All-Star game. Thanks for joining us live on YouTube, X, and Facebook with Storied Rival Sports Media. This All-Star game presented in part by the Sam Cronin team, Cross Country Mortgage.
Turned out to be a great evening.
Sure did. It really did. Kind of scary moment for South Zanesville with that
Right.
storm coming through,
Absolutely.
but we didn't get hit too hard here, just a short delay.
Another proud moment that I had with the All-Star game, my son played in it in 2015, and it was at Tri-Valley, and it rained the whole game.
Oh, gosh.
It was miserable, but
But you wouldn't trade that for the world. though.
no. Got out of there with the win also. Matter of fact, Tommy Russell from New Lex, very, very good football player, running back. He was the MVP of that game. He was all over the field. Really good football player. But every person with the last name of Russell here has been great football players.
Bayless looking left side, fires, caught, first down and more, inside the 15 to the 11, 22 seconds, the clock stops, and now some urgency from Licking County, but that was a strike from Bayless.
They're going to run a play here. They may spike it.
They found Chin again,
Oh, no.
and Bayless is going to pick up a few more yards and call a timeout with 16 seconds, and they will stop it. They have not stopped the clock yet, but he did call for a timeout. 9 seconds, the clock is still running. And now they're going to get the timeout in, but Bayless called for timeout as soon as he hit the turf. So I don't know if they're going to add some more time on the clock. I don't know if the officials didn't see it, but now
That was a strange play.
it was a strange
If
play,
he
a strange
spikes
sequence.
the ball immediately, there's still plus 10, over 10 seconds left.
But did you see him motion for timeout? Because they
He
did
did.
not
As soon
they
as he
did not
jumped up.
give it they did not give it to him though.
As soon as he jumped up,
They are going to put the time back on the clock, so they will award the timeout to Bayless. It was certainly
that was bizarre.
very bizarre, but at least now with no timeouts, you've got at least. I mean, it's second down. You've got at least 2 plays, but if you can get a first down,
The plus side of this for the offense is they know they have to go to the end zone. Can't take a sack, and the ball has to be thrown in the end zone. If they get tackled inside, you could maybe rush up and spike the ball, but that's probably not going to happen without practice and going through it. You're going through your extra plays throughout the week. that's going to be a tough thing to do. But
they could get a first down, but it would have to be to the 1.
Right.
And
I think he's just going to have to get the ball in the black.
Absolutely right. Trips to the left, to the top of your screen.
Pressure for the defense, and they drop back. Only 3-man rush.
Bayless looking,
Touchdown.
throws it over the middle, and a touchdown for Licking County. And it's Wheeler. Jacob Wheeler with the catch and the touchdown, and it's 19-13 with 9 seconds remaining in the half, and that's huge for Licking County as they go into the half because Muskingum Valley gets the ball to start the third quarter, and
that was huge.
It almost became a scenario where Muskingum was going to get the ball back under 2 minutes, chance to go up 3 scores, and instead you kind of flip it on its head now. Still got some work to do defensively because you're down a score without the ball, but
quarterback made a play. Got it to his receiver, got down the sideline for a long gain for a first down. And that turned into 7. Now with 9 seconds to go, it looks like we're going to be going into halftime 19-14. Still 1 score in this game, and it seems like Muskingum Valley has dominated. It seemed like it should be up 3 scores with all the miscues that Licking County's had.
Yeah, this second quarter, it's really been all Muskingum Valley, and that touchdown for Licking County, huge, as we mentioned. Again, this live stream tonight brought to you by the Sam Cronin team with Cross Country Mortgage. We're live on the Storied Rival Sports Media Facebook page, YouTube, X, but it's also live on Sam's page as well. And we appreciate his support year after year. We're also sponsored tonight by Licking Memorial Health Systems, RCDRV Supercenter, Park National Bank, KB Trophies and Tees, LC Sports Hub, Zemba Bros Incorporated, Zane State College, Genesis Orthopedic Sports Medicine, Catering by the Grill, Computer Plus Technologies, La Sertoma International, Energy Cooperative, and Hometown Fitness Duncan Falls.
One thing that I literally despise in football, being a defensive guy, is a 3-man rush.
You want to get after the quarterback.
These kids, especially at this age, they're programmed that as soon as they see a hole, they're going to hit it. And that's exactly what he did. He stepped up into a hole, and then he was able to find an open receiver. With pressure, it's a little bit different.
Knuckleball that lands inside the 10 is going to be a touchback. Yeah, that's a good point you brought up because when he steps up, now that defense has to react, and that leaves that hole open for Wheeler in the end zone.
He probably could have walked into the end zone.
Could have. Just take your pick.
Yep.
But I would assume likely a kneel down here from Muskingum Valley, and they'll go into the half up 5.
Yeah, Zero's in. He's behind. Campbell's in behind the quarterback, so they're just going to take a knee. There it is.
So Muskingum Valley content to take a 19-14 lead into halftime here in this 42nd annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game presented by the Sam Cronin team at Cross Country Mortgage. Thanks for joining us live on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Will Ford, alongside Jamie Harrop and our great crew headed by Aaron Sprague here tonight. And we will take a break for halftime. We'll have messages from our guy Sam as well as our supporting sponsors here tonight on Storied Rivals Sports Media's Facebook, X, and YouTube pages. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be right back.
It's halftime of the Muskingum Licking All-Star Game, and super excited to be joined by our title sponsor for the 3rd year in a row, Sam Cronin, the Sam Cronin team at Cross Country Mortgage. First of all, Sam, thanks for being a sponsor yet again. People love this All-Star Game, and I know for you personally, you have a nice connection to it being a former player.
Yeah, Aaron, you know, it's really a privilege to even be involved. We really appreciate the opportunity to be a sponsor of this game. It means a lot to me because, you know, I've always really loved the game of football, and in any way we can help promote it, you know, and help the youth of the area, you know, and promote them and highlight them, you know, we love to be involved.
Well, as you know, the Muskingum Licking All-Star Game, this is the 43rd year. It's always kind of the kickoff to football, at least in the local area. You know, kids are already starting to practice a little bit with their team. Of course, real practice will start in August, but this gets everyone's juices flowing. Everyone excited for football season. So even though it's an All-Star Game with this past year's seniors, people still come out because people are really excited about football. Sam, what year did you play in the All-Star Game on the Muskingum team?
The 96 season.
96 season. So again, I mean, it's a great memory for Sam and a great memory for all these kids here playing tonight. But I did want to talk about Cross Country Mortgage for a second. Cross Country Mortgage and getting a home loan. First of all, what is the housing market like right now? You know, we've had things change over the last few years. It was booming. People say it's not booming. Where are we at with the housing market right now?
Well, it's interesting, Aaron. The housing market is definitely a little peculiar compared to what it's been in the past. We noticed the inventory is tightening up, so it's a little bit tougher to find a home right now. There's not as many homes for sale. Some market segments are super, competitive. So, it's really kind of tough to get in a position to buy the house you want right now because there's not a lot of inventory.
You specialize in home loans. You don't do anything else. You are the home loan guy, and that's how you've branded yourself and your company. You've closed a lot of loans over the last few years. Why are you the best at home loans and getting people closed quick, closed on time, and into the home of their dreams?
Well, a few reasons. Number one, just like I was talking about with the lack of inventory, we do a really good job of pre-underwriting our clients up front, making sure that they have all their ducks in a row so that, we've cleared their income, verified their assets, and got them a full-blown pre-approval. So they're ready to make an offer from a position of strength if they find a house. But also, I have an amazing team, Aaron, and, just like in the game of football, where it's important to have a solid team around you, the Sam Cronin team is just stacked with all-stars, and they really know how to perform, and we've got a process that's super seamless. Our communication is amazing, and we always make sure we close on time.
And what I love about you guys, Sam, is that you educate people that don't know how to get home loans. Maybe it's a young person or someone that's buying their first home. Maybe someone just got out of another marriage and needs to buy a home. You do a good job of educating people, even with bad credit. Instead of just pushing them away, you say, well, look, I can't help you today, which is very rare. Can't help you today, but here's how we can work toward getting you that home loan. If you do these things, we'll help you. Just talk about how you help people get the loan and communicate with them. Your communication with your clients is the best.
Yeah, so, what's nice about us is we kind of offer the full spectrum of lending. So, not only do we cater to, high credit score, well-qualified buyers that we can, get them, closed fast and make sure they're secure there, but we also look at the other end of the spectrum of somebody who maybe doesn't have a lot of credit established or have some dings on their credit. We'll sit down with them, we'll come up with a plan for them to get their credit scores, increased. We'll show them, how they can qualify, what kind of job requirements they need, and, make sure that they, have enough money saved. What's great is, if somebody can get their credit in a good position and they can also have a good income, a lot of times we can get them qualified with little to no money down, and there's a lot of grants available that we can take advantage of.
Man, you guys are rock stars. I hear a lot of stories of you closing loans, and of course, if you're in Licking or Muskingum County or Buckeye Lake, you see Sam's face on all those billboards because he is the guy that closes your home loan. So if you need a home loan, definitely hit him up. He has offices in both Zanesville and Buckeye Lake.
Yeah, we got a Buckeye Lake office that just came on board.
Or SamCroninLoans.com, is that right?
SamCroninTeam.com.
SamCroninTeam.com. And to point out, Sam is a huge Cleveland Browns fan, and Cross Country Mortgage is the official mortgage partner of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, so that's a big thing too. We've been able to support the community and also support the Browns. So.
All right, Sam, thanks so much for your sponsorship of this Muskingum Licking All-Star Game.
All right.
Always a great summer event. Second half action is coming up next. Stay tuned.
Yo, we're here at the HQ packing up the orders. The new Endure Hydrate is flying out the door. These hydration sticks are a game changer for any athlete, but especially this time of year. It's 80 degrees out. You're doing 2-a-days, you're scrimmaging, you're running, you're sweating outside. That brain fog and fatigue you're used to feeling isn't just because you had a hard practice. It's electrolyte imbalance. You need Endure Hydrate. Check this out. Pink Himalayan salt, stevia sweetened, has B vitamins in it, has all the proper ratios of the electrolytes, the same ratios that you're losing when you're out there sweating and playing. If you want to perform well, if you want to feel good, if you want to be clear-headed and you want to recover properly and be safe when you're out there doing these 2-a-days in the heat, you need Endure Hydrate.
What's up, everybody? Sam Cronin with Cross Country Mortgage. Anybody that knows me knows I love football. So that's why I'm super excited to be involved again with this year's live stream of the Muskingum Licking football game. We partnered with Storied Rivals to bring you all the action. And just like on the football field when I used to score touchdowns, I'm going to take your turn down and make it a touchdown with your home loan. So if you need a home loan, you know who to call for that. The Sam Cronin team, because we make home loans easy.
(19 to 14), the score at halftime here in this 42nd annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game at Jim Rockwell Stadium here in New Lexington. 11 minutes until we get going with the second half. Will Ford here with Storied Rivals and the man Aaron Sprague, who's running things behind the scenes tonight.
Yo.
He's putting this production out there for you guys. He's pressing all the buttons, showing you the action. Aaron, you've been pushing a lot of buttons and you've been watching the game, but have you been watching the game?
No, absolutely not.
Fair enough.
No, I actually thought about that. I'm like, I'm sitting here I'm at the game, I'm seeing the game, but I'm not really watching it.
Like not taking it in.
No, it did seem like there were some big plays, some special teams blunders have certainly impacted both teams. So that is the tale of the first half. But we have ourselves a game, and now that the sun's set, maybe these kids are a little more comfortable. 2 more quarters of high school football for them, so that'll be pretty fun. But, you guys have been talking. This is a special night. It's so cool that the storm got through and everyone's unscathed, and hope everyone in Zanesville is okay. I know some storms went through down there.
Trees down.
Yeah, trees down Route 22. So hopefully everyone's doing all right. We've had a lot of nasty storms here the last month or so. But no, man, super excited. I don't know if anyone saw our Facebook post yesterday, just what we did this past school year. Nearly 700 games filmed on our platform, over 70 teams we've covered throughout the different seasons. So it has been a long and productive and fun and tiring.
I was going to say tiring is probably going to be one of the adjectives you'd use.
Yeah, it definitely does.
But fun, absolutely.
Yeah, it's fun. When the teams have success, it's even more fun. We've had quite a few teams qualify for the state tournament that we cover. And, of course, the story of the season was Maysville's run to a state runner-up finish in terms of what we covered. That was really cool. But there is no substitute for high school football. And as much as we all want to break now and we're all excited for July to kind of hang out and enjoy the summer weather, all of us high school football fans will be really excited when August comes, because then the clock starts ticking for that week 1. And we all know there's nothing like Friday night lights, especially in Ohio high school football. So that'll be a great opportunity to get back at it.
Yeah, it really all kind of starts for us in July too. We figure out what teams we're covering. We get our newbies if we have any newbies that are filming and editing and whatnot, and we reach out to coaches for some podcasts because we did some of those last year. So
Yeah.
we'll start doing that again in July probably.
Yeah.
And it feels like we get a little bit of time, but it also flies by at the same time, and we just keep going. We just keep going.
Well, this will be coming up year 17 for high school football that we've been covering it on this platform. We're trying to. So, that is coming up. And, we would like to expand the broadcast side of it a little bit. We're tinkering with that. Of course, the magic and the secret sauce behind that is sponsor support. So if you like what you're seeing tonight and you want to see more of that in the local area and specifically the way we do it, definitely give us a shout. And if you don't, you'll probably be hearing from us anyway. We're going to try to pull that off and do some more broadcasting things and just to do a little more than what we already do. I think we're pretty good at the highlight side of it, capturing memories and moments to live forever. But
like you said, it's the biggest year we've had as far as events covered and games we've been at.
Yeah, it definitely is. The biggest year we've had all around. We have a lot of talented guys on our staff right now. We've done a lot of work. The apparel side of our business has really grown, and that's something we're really focusing on growing more. If you have a high school team that wants to do a fundraiser or championship shirts or need gear or even uniforms for your team, definitely check us out. Send us a message. I think we do a great job at that. We raise you a lot of money. We take a lot of pride in how it looks. So that's a huge part of our business. We don't talk about it enough. In fact, it's half our business right now. And it's slowly becoming more and more prevalent in our business. So we're trying to grow that side. What else do we have going on? A little of everything, right? Special thanks to Coach Jamie Harrop joining us tonight for the collar commentary. It's always nice to have a former coach share their expertise because Lord knows I don't know much. You probably know more than me. I've been around a little bit.
I just try to describe action, but
right.
he is providing the context behind it. So
right.
that's the value of someone who's been around the game for so long.
For sure.
So.
We do want to shout out Sam Cronin, the Sam Cronin team of Cross Country Mortgage. I know if you've been watching the live stream, you may think you've seen enough of Sam tonight.
Seen his name everywhere. You see his face every couple minutes.
But Sam is a funny guy. As you could probably tell, he's Mr. Personality. And not only will he close your loan, you're going to have a good time doing it.
Yeah.
He gets things done. So if you need a home loan or you know someone that needs a home loan or maybe someone that doesn't have great credit, Sam can make a lot of things happen. So reach out to him, samcroninteam.com. He has offices in Zanesville and also Buckeye Lake, and he just gets things done. So, and he's the reason we're able to do this live stream for free tonight for you all. Mm-hmm. Again, without sponsor support, it's hard. It's hard to do things. You have to have a revenue stream to be able to pay for staff. Sure. And when you're doing something for free, the money has to come from somewhere. And in this case, Sam and our other sponsors stepped up to make it so we could staff this thing correctly with talented people, and I think do a pretty good job. And excited for the second half. We did a couple 7-on-7s this week, actually, Will.
Yeah.
We were at the Ohio State 7-on-7, and last night we were at a 7-on-7 at Pickerington North. So those will keep popping up. New Lexington's hosting a couple big ones here in July, so excited to check those out in Muskingum University.
I was going to say we were at Muskingum last year with a handful of teams. So.
Yeah, they have a big one as well. So definitely miss seeing guys like Dante Verasso and Rashid Cisse in this game on both sides. Probably, in my opinion, maybe the two best players.
Oh, absolutely.
In the two areas.
And Licking County, they paid respect to him by giving Dante a spot on the roster,
right.
even though he was not able to suit up. And then Rashid, he's walking on he's a preferred walk-on at Ohio State, so obviously he's got other priorities. But I'm sure he would have loved if he wasn't doing that to play in this game because he's been a big part of the Muskingum Valley League for his entire career.
Yeah.
And, he broke records last year. He was fantastic.
Yeah, he was definitely the story of the league last year. Just everyone was excited to see him play and see what he could do. And Dante Verasso was a huge piece to Granville's success. And, they return a lot of people for Coach Hinton's first year, replacing Coach Schroeder. They have a lot of pieces back. So Granville will be excited to watch. And also have to shout out Coach T.J. Carper at Zanesville. First year going to be leading the Blue Devils out of Vinton County. He's excited for what they have and what he's trying to build. So give the Blue Devils some love, show the new coach some support. I know they're definitely putting in the time to try to turn the corner there on Blue Avenue. So that is that. I did want to point out, because I can't give any commentary because I'm pushing buttons, but some of the seasons that stuck out to me, of course, I don't get to see all these kids play, but Bales.
Braden Bayless.
Bayless, yes, from Heath had a great senior season. Broke every Heath record, I believe, and he was a playmaker. I saw him week 1 live, and he was just phenomenal.
We saw him against Granville like week 5 or 6, and that was a thrilling game that came down to the final possession. I mean,
yeah, he was fantastic. So he's definitely, special. And this game is going to come down to, I guess, maybe who makes a mistake or who makes a big play. And hopefully no one's interested in grinding it out because no one wants to see that. Let's see someone make a play. Let's see something happen. I'm easy to entertain.
Yeah.
I don't need 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I'm the guy that probably say I'd rather lose than throw 50 times.
I think the guys behind you kind of respect that 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Yeah, that's coach talk.
But the new school, you want to see them aired out, and that's
Yeah.
we saw a little bit more of that at the end of the half. So I wonder. It was a lot of power football there early on. It seemed to be what was working, but I think now the gloves are off, and one half of football left for these kids and their high school football careers. It's a night to celebrate them, but these kids, they don't care about – they want to celebrate a win. They don't care about anything else right now.
Nope, they're ready to play 2 more quarters of football, and we'll see how this finishes out. Of course, Muskingum leads the all-time series. We'll see if they can continue it, and then next year the game would be, of course, at a Licking County school. So, but yeah, well, thanks so much. Thanks to you and Coach Harrop for hopping on here and guiding the people. And for all you watching at home, we super appreciate it. Share it with your friends. Let them know we're live. And, of course, have them give us a follow. Still trying to grow the platform.
100%. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it. We got a couple minutes until we get the third quarter rocking and rolling. The halftime score, 19-14. Muskingum Valley leads Licking County in this 42nd annual All-Star Game presented by the Sam Cronin team at Cross Country Mortgage.
What's up, everybody? Sam Cronin with Cross Country Mortgage. Anybody that knows me knows I love football. So that's why I'm super excited to be involved again with this year's live stream of the Muskingum Licking football game. We partnered with Storied Rivals to bring you all the action. And just like on the football field when I used to score touchdowns, I'm going to take your turn down and make it a touchdown with your home loan. So if you need a home loan, you know who to call for that, the Sam Cronin team, because we make home loans easy.
It's halftime of the Muskingum Licking All-Star Game, and super excited to be joined by our title sponsor.
We're getting ready to rock and roll with the second half here at Jim Rockwell Stadium for the 42nd annual Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game. Muskingum leads 19-14. We've got a couple minutes before we get going. Will Ford and Jamie Harrop on the call. We want to thank Aaron Sprague for stopping by and talking for a few minutes. And Dirk Lincecum, the Philo Electric's head coach, stopping by in the first quarter as well to talk about his experience as a player in this game, as a coach, and just being around it for so long and all the special moments over the years. And we've got a good one here in New Lexington. Some special teams blunders have given Muskingum Valley the lead that they're currently enjoying, but we still have a game on our hands. Licking County were able to score a late touchdown at the end of the first half. Braden Bayless finding Jacob Wheeler in the end zone with 9 seconds left in the second quarter, and we have ourselves a ball game with 19-14. Muskingum looking to win their third game in a row in this series and extend their series lead to 23 to 19, and Jamie, another half to play, and we do have a game on our hands. It seemed like Muskingum was firmly in control. They get the ball to start the third quarter, but it's a ball game once again.
I thought they played pretty good, sound defense. Just had a couple of times the quarterback got out of the pocket and was able to find a receiver down the field to make, end up with big plays. But beyond that, they're not being able to run the ball, and that's what's been helping Muskingum is to be able to run the ball, hold the line of scrimmage. And I think in the second half, you come out of the locker room as a football team, and you start the game and it's bright, sun's out. Well, when you come back out, sun's down.
Yeah,
it's darker, and now it feels like football.
Now it's like a Friday night lights.
It feels like football. Yes, yes. It's a completely different mindset coming out of the halftime, getting ready for the second half. And of course, Muskingum County does get the ball, and we'll see if they come out in their power package or if they spread it out a little bit.
Maybe a little jittery on both sides in that first half, especially the first quarter. But now I think it's more urgency, and there might be a little bit more playing with emotion because it is the last half of football that you will ever play in your high school football career.
Right.
So it's
and as athletes and competitors, that mindset is not going to kick in until the end, till the clock is running out.
Right.
Right now it is, I got to make a play, or I got to step up for my team, or I got to do my job. That's what the competitor's mindset is right now, is to get the job done. And this kickoff, receiving the kickoff, the front line, getting a good block, second level, getting a block, receiving the football, getting upfield, and for the kickoff team, it is to stay in your lanes, do the things that coach has taught you to do, and don't allow a big return. And so those things those what helps get the jitters out.
Absolutely.
This really hasn't looked much different than all-star games in the past. The last 4 or 5 years that I can recall that I've been to just about every one of them, and they all look about like this. There's a lot of miscues. There's a lot of bad plays on the special teams and fumbles and things like that. So that it's not out of the ordinary what we're seeing. I think the second half's going to end up being a good ball game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Every game, every year, almost looks exactly the same. And last year, Muskingum won 31-7. They controlled that one pretty much throughout. Lucas Ratliff, the MVP for New Lex. Aiden Stallnaker from Licking Valley won the Licking County MVP. We do want to shout out our sponsors here before we get the third quarter going. We're presented tonight by the Sam Cronin team with Cross Country Mortgage. Our supporting sponsors, Licking Memorial Health Systems, RCDRV Supercenter, Park National Bank, KB Trophies and Tees, LC Sports Hub, Zemba Bros, Zane State College, Genesis Orthopedic Sports Medicine, Catering by the Grill, Computer Plus Technologies, La Sertoma International, Energy Cooperative, Hometown Fitness Duncan Falls, as well as our friends over at MaxEffortMuscle.com. They have a commercial running here on our live stream tonight. I have not shouted them out yet, and we do want to make sure they get some love because they have real supplements that create real results. Those guys, Corey G and the guys with Max Effort Muscle, are fantastic as we get the third quarter underway, and that kick is going to go out of bounds to start off the second half. So once again, another special teams miscue. That was the story of the first half for Licking County, and it shows up again here to start the third.
Yep. So Muskingum's going to start with the ball at the 35-yard line. Looks like Niswanger is going to start off at quarterback, and that has been the heavier package, and they are starting off in the power I.
Riley Woody in the backfield, a couple touchdowns. Gets the pitch. There's a hole.
He gone.
And he is gone. 40, 30. No one's going to catch him. Riley Woody throws up the peace sign as he scores.
He went from a power back to a speed back really, really quick.
Hit the hole and just took off.
That's what controlling the line of scrimmage does. It allows you to eventually something's about to break. You know, something's going to give. One good block getting to the second level. If the guard gets up to the linebacker, now you're on the safety.
And I think they're going to call an unsportsmanlike penalty on Woody for the peace sign as he pranced into the end zone. I mean, let him have a little bit of fun. It's all in good fun. But
monkey see, monkey do. You know, you see something, you do it. You know, that's what they see they see that on the collegiate level. They see it on the professional level. This is their time to shine.
Yeah, let them have some fun. But just like that, Muskingum Valley, in one play, makes it a 2-score game once again, 25-14 with the point after to come.
In the days of spread offenses, it's really, really refreshing to see the power eye go for 65 yards.
How about 65 yards and no dust at all? He was leaving everybody in the dust. That's what that was.
He wasn't touched.
And only 11 seconds came off the clock in the third quarter, and it's already a 2-score game again, and Muskingum Valley once again in firm control. Imagine, though, if Licking County hadn't scored at the end of this, the second quarter.
Yep.
I mean, they would have blown the game wide open with that score.
Right. Licking County's answer is going to be their athlete, quarterback, making plays in the second half, see if he can buy some time, find some receivers downfield.
Now, after the unsportsmanlike penalty, they will back this kickoff up 15 yards. So Licking County, you know, although they give up the touchdown, they will get really, really good field position to start their first possession of the second half. Johns will kick off. McIntyre has returned, I believe, every kick to this point, but there are 2 return men back there for Licking County. This is a low kick. It bounces, and it's fielded by McIntyre inside the 30. He runs to the top of your screen. There's some room, a seam. Gets into Muskingum Valley territory and tackled at the 47-yard line.
Kyle Campbell on the tackle. Number 56, Ashton Schultz from Philo in the middle, over the nose at 300 pounds. See if he can get some penetration and cause some chaos up front.
A dive up the middle, met immediately for no gain.
Just mentioning Ashton taking on that double team right there, that allows the linebacker to run free. Center and guard combo on him, linebacker right over the top, make the play. Three-man front, you're going to have to take up double teams.
2nd and 10, faking the jet sweep, now over to the left
Throwback.
side. Nice
play.
gain on 2nd down, inside the 40 to the 39, 3rd down and short.
Now we're in 4-down territory.
Especially, you know, second half, you're down 2 scores. At this point,
Yep.
unless it's a 4th and long, you're going to have to go.
That's been one of their most successful plays today, is that throwback screen.
Another handoff on 3rd down. That signifies they're going to go for it on 4th. Absolutely, and it's going to be 4th and 1.
Nice play by Woody. Riley Woody plays some defense, too. Playing long linebacker alongside Drake Durst from Tri-Valley.
I would say unless somebody else has an unbelievable second half, he is in the firm running for MVP tonight on the Muskingum Valley side.
Absolutely.
4th and short, power eye, and there's going to be a penalty flag and a false start on Licking County. And it might have been on the quarterback because he was moving his feet up there. I think he was kind of getting set, ready to take that snap and immediately dive across, but so now it makes it 4th and 6.
Ooh.
Which means you got to throw the ball.
Yes. Look for them to go back to that hook curl area that they were able to hit earlier in the game for a first down. I believe it was number 18, Gavin Chin, on the catch. See if they go back to him. He's on the top side.
Throw over the middle. It's tipped and almost intercepted. But it's a turnover on downs. Muskingum Valley will get the football anyway, and we do have an injury on the field. You don't like to see that in a game like this.
I think he's okay. He was, yeah. He made a really good effort to get to the football. 25. Drake Durst knocked the ball into the air, and on 4th down, what do we say? Knock it down.
Yep.
Knock it down. But it's all-star game. You're going to get them stats.
Yeah, you want the big play, right? And that was Barnhouse who was down. He popped right back up. I mean, he's made some big plays.
Yep. He's been around the football all night.
It's nothing flashy. It's just making great open field tackles, being in the right place.
It's nothing new. You play John Glenn, Barnhouse going to be around the football. Him and Bendel are going to be around the football, no doubt.
So Muskingum Valley takes over on their own 43-yard line with 9:21 on the clock in the 3rd quarter. 26-14 they lead in this 42nd All-Star game. Presented by the Sam Cronin team, Cross Country Mortgage. We have a timeout on the field. And now Muskingum Valley will go out for this next possession.
Looks like we're staying with the power eye. Now Israel Rice is at the tailback position. Giving Woody a break. Going to play action.
They're going to loft it over top. Wide open man. It's caught and slipping and sliding inside the 35.
Nice play. Drake Durst from Tri-Valley.
He made the play on defense, batting the ball into the air. Gets a huge gain inside Licking County territory to the 33-yard line. Imagine if he stayed on his feet. He would have got some more.
It was one-on-one for sure. He and D'Angelo Goodrich, he was the last person to make the play.
Power eye once again. This time Rice gets the handoff, runs into his own blocker, and gets inside the 30.
Good gain on 1st down.
Second down and 5 from the Licking County 28-yard line. We're inside 9 minutes in this 3rd quarter.
Lincoln Valley has some personnel problems. May have to take a timeout.
Yeah, Licking County very confused right now on defense, lining up their players.
They sent number 8 Music out for some reason.
Rice with the pitch to the left side.
Good kick out block.
And a flag flies as he's tackled. It's going to be 3rd down pending this penalty.
Official showing off his arm there with that flag toss. Came in about 20 yards from the play.
The officials are trying to make some plays too, you know.
That's right.
So holding on the offense, that backs them up. So it'll be 2nd down and long. 2nd and 15. Thanks again for joining us on YouTube, X, and Facebook with Storied Rival Sports Media. Caden Sheridan back in at quarterback. Rice in the backfield, trips to the top of your screen. It's going to be a swing out to Rice. Cuts upfield, inside the 30, and a nice gain on 2nd down and long. Makes it 3rd down and 5 to go.
Muskingum started out with numbers. They had 3-on-2 out there, and then they swing the back out, and they're one-on-one blocking. That's a good play. Grabbing 10 yards back. Now they're back to 4-down territory. Manageable distance.
And if they keep moving the chains, more time comes off the clock, less time for Licking County to get back into this game as they trail by 2 scores. 3rd down and 5, Sheridan in the gun. Trips to the bottom of your screen this time. He hands it off to Rice. Rice stood up at the 25-yard line, so it'll be 4th down and 2 after a gain of 3.
Mr. Rice looks like he is looking for somebody to run over. Not so much the hole. Give me somebody to hit.
He puts his head down.
Yeah. Looked like he had room to the outside.
So 4th down and short. Niswonger is in at quarterback. Riley Woody in the backfield. He gets the handoff, and he is stood up. Nowhere to go, and a turnover on downs. Licking County with a huge stop as we're halfway through this 3rd quarter.
Muskingum County lined it up and said, this is what we're going to run. You better stop us, and they did. They brought everybody. Nice play.
And Licking County had struggled to stop it for the majority of this game.
Yep.
But they knew it was coming.
I would love to know the numbers between them running to the right side and running to the left side. It seems like they've had more success running to the left side of that offensive line. But
Landry in at quarterback. 1st down throw to the left side to the sideline. Hesitation across the 35 and a 1st down for Licking County. Gavin Chin with the reception.
Jaleel Brown looks like he's down. They're going to take him out of the game. He took a nice blow there at the end. Running back, them two went head-to-head. I'm sorry, the receiver. He took the brunt of it.
So we have a player down on the field currently, a timeout on the field. 26-14 the score. Muskingum Valley leads Licking County in this 42nd All-Star game. Under 6 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And we'll step aside briefly after this injury timeout here on Storied Rival Sports Media's coverage of this All-Star game.
What's up, everybody? Sam Cronin with Cross Country Mortgage. Anybody that knows me knows I love football. So that's why I'm super excited to be involved again with this year's live stream of the Muskingum Licking football game. We partnered with Storied Rivals to bring you all the action. And just like on the football field when I used to score touchdowns, I'm going to take your turn down and make it a touchdown with your home loan. So if you need a home loan, you know who to call for that, the Sam Cronin team, because we make home loans easy.
We are back here at Jim Rockwell Stadium after that injury timeout. Hate to see that in a game like this, but hopefully okay. And now it's 1st down and 10 for Licking County. Hand off to the right side, bouncing off a tackler, charging through a couple more to the 41-yard line after a gain of 4.
You don't see that very often. Bindle bounced off of him. Right there to make the play. Ran through his arms. Normally a very short tackler.
The clock keeper needs to watch the ref, apparently, is what he's saying.
Landry, some pressure, rolls left, has to keep rolling, now stops, looking for somewhere to go with the football, and he's going to be sacked. Protection broke down, and it'll be 3rd down and long for Licking County.
Justin Munyon caught up with him. He got good penetration, and he got around him the first time, and he just hustled and kept after it. No shock to see hustle out of a Munyon, is it?
No, not at all.
Motors 100 all the time.
3rd down and 16 for Licking County. They trail by 2 scores. And this 3rd quarter seemingly melted away. Landry, clean pocket, throws to the right side. That's off the hands of his intended target, Isaiah Mitchell. And it's 4th down, and Licking County, I imagine, is at 4th and 16. I mean, you almost feel like you have to go, but it's what play do you call?
Right. That was going to give him into a position to make a decision. That was going to give him 10 yards. Looks like they're going to punt.
And I feel like that's probably the right call.
Yes. Well,
In a regular season game,
yes.
absolutely the right call.
Yes.
But in an all-star game like this where,
Right.
But the punt, it's high. It's not that far, though.
That is a success for their punt team tonight. That is a huge success.
100%. And
They will take that.
be down at the 35-yard line. Given how their special teams unit has performed here this evening, that's an absolute win.
That probably took a little bit of their time at halftime discussing their punt team.
Now, as long as you don't give up another 65-yard run,
Right.
then that's fine.
Right.
But
they're only down 2 scores.
Right, of course.
Their defense steps up here, gets the ball back.
Niswonger in this power package again. They're going to hand it off. Woody, 3 guys there to wrap him up. A flag flies. Likely a hold. And it'll be 1st down and 20. And that is the call. But I imagine, as long as Muskingum maintains this 2-score lead, they're just going to keep going. Power football, run it, drain the clock.
Absolutely.
Nothing fancy, nothing sexy. It's just ground and pound and win this football game. And that's really all that matters.
If this is Coach Brown Riggs' West Muskingum team, one thing he is telling them to stay away from penalties. Penalties stop the clock. Penalties put you behind the chains. This being an all-star game, you're going to have them. Those things are what gives coaches gray hair.
Niswonger with a pitch to Woody. Gets dropped on his head at the 29. Second down and 12 after a gain of 3. 3:45 remaining in the third quarter.
Licking County doing a nice job now of getting to the line of scrimmage, getting some penetration.
Muskingum Valley leads 26-14. Now Sheridan fakes to the right. Now launches downfield, finds a man, and it's incomplete.
Another holding call.
He was looking for his teammate, his Sheridan teammate Bryson Ruff, but this drive bogged down by a couple penalties.
Looks like they're going to decline it. Looked like there was contact before the ball got there. Kind of impeded the receiver from coming back to the ball. It's a tough call to make when it's an underthrown ball. Could have been.
That's something you see a lot, especially, in the NFL.
Yep.
If you launch that deep ball, underthrow it a smidge. That
Yep.
way, if the corner doesn't have his...
That's intentionally thrown that way.
Yes, yeah. That way you draw that contact. And
Yep.
Third down and 18, Sheridan, pressure,
Oh.
gets hit as he throws, and it's incomplete.
I think you're going to get roughing the passer, it looks like. I thought there was holding on the top side, the tackle.
Roughing the passer would be a huge call,
Yeah. That's what he's calling.
and that's what they're going to call, roughing the passer.
That's tough.
So 15 yards. And we talked about it. I mean, Licking County, as long as their defense steps up, and then a
Yeah.
costly penalty there now gives Muskingum Valley a chance to keep the drive alive.
Yep.
It's going to make it a third and short. I think some fans didn't really enjoy the call. They didn't like the roughing call.
Personal fouls are automatic first downs.
That's correct, actually. I misspoke. You are correct.
I wasn't sure.
Well, I know that if it was like a third down holding call,
Yeah.
but not enough yardage for a first, it'd still be third down.
Yeah.
So now first down and 10. After that costly roughing the passer call, Sheridan rolls right, sets his feet, launches,
Got him.
has a wide open man. It's Ruff for a first down. And just when you thought Licking County was going to get off the field,
Had that flat player in a bind. Had one under and one over. It's just a concept, a flood concept that everybody runs and just run by perfection. They probably run that 1,000 times in practice and put a lot of yardage in the Muskingum Valley League on it too.
some motion across the formation. They fake the touch pass, and Sheridan's wrapped up in the backfield. So a negative play there for Muskingum.
Nice play by Dalen McIntyre. He's been in the backfield.
It's second down and 14. We're going to bring Dirk Lincecum back on here in a moment or two. Head coach for Philo. Sheridan's going to roll out to his left. Fires to the sideline. That's out of bounds, incomplete. Looking for his Sheridan teammate, A.J. Winders. 2:19 remaining in the third quarter.
Giving my age away here, I actually coached this young man when he was in high school. I was very young, though. I was just out of high school, just out of college, and had the pleasure of being on the sidelines while watching number 56 run from side to sideline and laid the hammer down. He's a center on offense, and now he's leading young men at Philo. Doing a great job.
Sheridan, third down, wide open across the middle and incomplete through the hands of Jarek Braglin, the 6'2 wide receiver. He wants that one back for sure. That would have been an easy first down, and he would have had one man to beat to go to the end zone.
Yeah. Let's bring Coach L back in here.
Come on in, Coach Lincecum. 2:15 remaining in the third quarter, 26-14, Muskingum Valley leading Licking County, and Dirk's back. Coach, what do you think of this game so far, man?
It's starting to get pretty physical out there. It's a really fun game. You can just see the intensity turn up like every series.
That punt almost blocked, and it goes through the hands, and it's fielded, and it's going to be a touchdown for Woody. Going to be down right there, but man, he thought he scored a touchdown.
Yeah, it
man,
sure looked like it.
Riley Woody, he is just putting his stamp on this game.
When you see the officials run and mark the spot during a play like that, you know it's coming back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Muskingum.
What a game he's had, though. Running the football. He's around it again right there.
Coshocton's head coach, Steve Smith, done a great job up there since he took over the reins at Coshocton. He was a teammate of mine up at Ashland, and I texted him a little bit ago after Riley took off on that 65-yard touchdown, and I said, Riley Woody is a player. He is fast. And Coach texted me back and said, yeah, we're going to miss him. So it's really nice to see him have a great game, both sides of the ball, and special teams.
Again, another miscue for Licking County, and here is Niceswanger getting a carry out of the backfield. Flag flies. He's been under center mostly. This time he gets a handoff.
15 from Riverview, Weiss kid, shaking his hand, kind of like maybe got a pinky dislocation there. Seen a few of those over my time.
Those can't be fun.
No, he's on the sidelines trying to pull on it, and that's usually an indication that something's a little out of whack. Hopefully he can get that taken care of, get back in there for the fourth quarter. I thought that the difference in the game has been, like Coach Harrett pointed out, that when Muskingum has gotten in the power I and just gone to two tight ends old school football, fighting in a phone booth, they really have taken the momentum right away from Licking County.
That's something that Coach Culver over at Sheridan talks about all the time, phone booth football. You just line up, punch each other in the mouth. It's one-on-one.
Yeah, there's not a lot of strategy about it. It's just your dudes versus our dudes, and let's see who's got badder dudes, I guess.
So first and long, and Rice, some space to the left side, gets down to the 20. Gain of 10 on first down. Second and 15.
I'm not sure who's calling the offense for Muskingum Valley, probably Coach Brownrigg, but they've done a good job of mixing it up as far as inside, outside, run toss sweep several times, off tackle, setting up their play action, doing a really good job.
So when you get to a spot like, you've coached this game, you've played in it. When you get to, end of third quarter, you're getting ready to start the fourth as a two-score game. How much does the intensity pick up?
Well, there's a lot on the line for these guys,
Niceswanger going towards the end zone. It's going to be caught for a touchdown.
What a throw.
What a throw by Niceswanger. And Muskingum in complete control.
Was that Cole Searle? Was that the kid from Morgan from Lice? That's awesome.
That was Cole Searle. Niceswanger to Swirl.
Great
to
catch.
Searle.
Great catch. Yeah.
Teammates at Morgan. One of the best duos through the air in the MVL, and they showed why right there.
Yeah. I remember game planning for Morgan week 3 last year, and we put in a special package for Cole Searle because he would line up at tight end, he would line up as a slot receiver, line up as the outside receiver, and they just used him so many ways. Great hands, ran great routes.
Missed the point after try, so it's 32-14, a minute, 2 seconds remaining in the third quarter. But Muskingum Valley enjoying an 18-point lead.
Yeah, they gave themselves some insurance with that score right there.
Yeah, and really kind of on the, I mean, they got a lot of help from Licking County, the roughing the passer call, some penalties, the muffed punt.
Yeah.
And that at special teams has kind of been Licking County's downfall for the majority of this game. It's all the mistakes have come from the special teams.
If Muskingum takes care of the football in the fourth quarter, they can wrap this thing up. It's a 3-score game. You always figure if you go up by 17, it's a 3-score game. They're up 18. I do my math right?
Right.
32-14.
There you go.
They're up 18, so this is a 3-possession game, and you typically bank on about 2 possessions per quarter. So unless they turn the ball over a couple times, the way they've controlled the clock and the momentum within that power I don't see them. Like I said, if they take care of the football, they should be fine. A lot of game left though, so don't want to jump to conclusions.
Well, it was a couple years ago that Muskingum Valley was, I think, down 2 scores with a couple minutes left, and they came back and won 24-23. So
anything can happen, that's for sure. When those lights are on, there's a little magic to them.
Low kick, fielded by McIntyre. Again going to the left side. Finds a seam, cuts it back across the 35 to the 36.
Good.
With 53 seconds remaining in the third. Well, we're getting to crunch time.
Looks like Weiss from Riverview and Bleakney from Philo in on the tackle. Special teams has played a big part in this game tonight, with the missed extra point early.
Right. Two missed extra points, I suppose.
Yep, and then the one just now.
And then they failed to convert on a 2-point conversion. So.
And Licking County with the fake punt early to set up Muskingum with good field position. Then Muskingum had a muffed snap on a punt to set Licking County up. So they kind of traded scores there.
Some play action, looking back to the left now, over the middle, wide open and caught.
Catch him.
Off to the races, missed the shoestring tackle, and a touchdown for Licking County.
A lot of ball game left.
Gavin Chin has had some big catches for Licking County, none bigger than right there. There is a flag on the field, though.
Oh.
And it's on Muskingum Valley's.
No.
Is it on?
Illegal man downfield.
A legal man downfield, so the touchdown's going to come back for Licking County. That stings.
Their fans are not going to like that.
Oh, man. And it was just what you needed, too. I mean, one play touchdown to go into the fourth quarter. You cut it back to 2 scores, and just like that.
Well, and they did that right at the end of the half, too. They had that score at the end of the half to grab a little momentum back, and then that right there would have been huge. But
and Coach Ward's got to be heated over there. It's just mistake after mistake after mistake.
We have a passing scrimmage with Heath every summer, and so I've been around Coach Ward many times, and he can get very animated.
Sure.
And I know Coach Harrop knows that. I think I had to step between them a couple summers ago because things are getting heated. But Coach Ward is very passionate, and I think he's been lining up at the top of the numbers like he's going to run a route most of the night when he should be over there on the sideline.
For sure.
Come on, Tim. Get over there where you belong. Get your bucks.
That's right. He wants to get out there and play again.
Oh, he could too, no doubt.
He seems like he's got the fire for it.
Oh, he does. He coached under Mark Collier up there before he took over as head coach, and he's done a really good job. Heath is tough.
Short gain on 1st and 15, and that'll probably do it for the third quarter. Muskingum enjoying a 3-score lead. They didn't take the touchdown off the board. It says 32-20. Now it is corrected and says 32-14.
They're going to try to get another one off, but I don't think they're going to.
They will not get another playoff. So Muskingum Valley leads in this 42nd annual All-Star game, 32-14, up 18. And we'll go into the fourth quarter. You're watching this All-Star game live on Facebook, X, and YouTube on Storied Rival Sports Media's pages. And we're presented tonight by Sam Cronin and the team at Cross Country Mortgage.
What's up, everybody? Sam Cronin with Cross Country Mortgage. Anybody that knows me knows I love football. So that's why I'm super excited to be involved again with this year's live stream of the Muskingum Licking football game. We partnered with Storied Rivals to bring you all the action. And just like on the football field when I used to score touchdowns, I'm going to take your turn down and make it a touchdown with your home loan. So if you need a home loan, you know who to call for that, the Sam Cronin team, because we make home loans easy.
Man, if a couple more blockers had made their way upfield, it could have been even bigger.
Yeah, that ended up looking like a slip screen after he crossed the line of scrimmage. Everybody was just coming in a wave, and he just ran the tunnel. Yeah. Oh, I want to give a quick shout out to all the water boys around town and around the county. Water boys take care of us every day at practice, and they don't get a lot of glory or fanfare, but we love you guys, especially you, Slade Alt. You're an animal. Keep being that way, buddy.
Bayless is back in the game and missed his target there. That's Chin, who had the touchdown called back. That was a nice shout out there, Coach. You got to give the Water Boys some love.
You know, when we do our banquet at the end of the year, the list of people that help out in some form or fashion, on game nights especially, but throughout the week, there's so many people behind the scenes that just do nice little acts of kindness that make your program go. And you always forget people, and then you hate yourself for it. But there's just so many people involved. It's crazy. All the parents and boosters and things. People do a lot more than you realize.
Pressure for Bayless, throws it out into the flat. McIntyre hits his feet. Third down.
He really hasn't been able to get too comfortable in the pocket most of the night.
No.
There's been pretty good pressure from Muskingum. You know, a lot of times you go into these games and you study your opposing quarterback and you decide, is he a guy we want to force out of the pocket, or is he a guy we want to keep in the pocket? A lot of times that'll dictate what you do with your defensive ends, your edge pressure, your inside pressure. And, you know, he does a good job of stepping up, though, the quarterback from Heath.
Third down and 10 for Bayless. He's going to keep it. And he's going to get close and get first down yardage on third down and 10. So nice run there from Bayless.
Yep, showed a little grit there, pushing forward, getting that extra 2.
Has a touchdown rushing and throwing in this game. And he's got good wheels.
And he's one that we've seen each of the last 4 summers at our place for that passing scrimmage that I was talking about. And he really is good, very athletic, good head on his shoulders, great quarterback mind. You know, at games like this, there's people who are not happy that these guys are graduating, but there's a lot more people that are happy that they are graduating. Because anybody playing against Heath this year is going to be glad that number 10 is not taking snaps, because he's tough. Showed it right there.
That's the one sad part about this game, is that all these programs are losing these great players. But that just makes way for opportunity for new kids to step up.
Yeah, and one of the things I liked about coaching in this game was some of our players got to be around that team of all-stars while they were preparing for the 2 weeks to play in this game. And that was impactful for those kids, just to be around the best of the best from our area.
First and 10 from the 29. Bayless rolling out to the right. Throws.
Ran out of room.
Out of bounds, incomplete.
That was a late flag, way behind the play, maybe a sideline warning. No, it's personal foul against the defense.
I didn't see anything there that warranted a flag unless I missed. Clearly, I missed something.
Must have been something on the far sidelines.
No, but it's got to be fun though to in a game like this where usually the guys you're coaching they give you headaches and you got to figure out how to beat them. Well, you get to use their services and you get to use their skills and have fun with it, and it's probably a relief for sure a little bit.
My first varsity coaching experience was in Mansfield, Ohio at Madison High School, Madison Comprehensive. Our head coach's name was Mike Godsell, and there was an assistant coach named Tom Wolf. And they taught me a lot about how coaching is a fraternity, and you got to be careful, loyalty is very important to coaches, and because there's so many people that are disloyal, that when you find a loyal bunch of people to be around, you need to, kind of embrace that.
Touchdown Licking County there. I wasn't sure he got across the goal line on that previous play, but he did, and it's 32-20 now. So back to a 2-score game.
Yeah,
was that Isaiah Mitchell there that crossed the goal line?
I believe it was. I didn't
Number
see
7.
I didn't see a signal there.
It was on the near side. I saw a signal, but there wasn't really a lot of, there was no celebrating or anything.
Stack eye.
Going for 2 now.
Toss.
Oh, and
fumble.
There was
Schultze.
A blown play there. Not sure if that was supposed to be a dive up the middle or a toss, but either way, on the ground and no good on the 2-point conversion. So 32-20. Trying to make it a touchdown and then a field goal late, but
Licking County reaching into the old bag of tricks there, getting in the Kansas City eye, sort of trying to match the power eye from Muskingum. It can be deadly if you got the right guys to execute it.
Did you ever have any tricks in the bag when you coached this game a couple years ago? I mean, did you get real creative with some stuff?
When I coached in this game, there were some restrictions on what you could do in terms of your defense. We had to have a 4-down front.
Really?
And I noticed, one of the first things I noticed tonight was that Muskingum lined up with a 4-down front and Licking lined up with a 3-man front. So I just assumed that restriction was out the window. As far as tricks that we used, we did fake a punt, and we had a guy wide open, and we didn't complete it. But at that point, it was a 10-7 game, and we needed that play, and it was wet that night, and the ball slipped. So we didn't convert on that. We ended up losing the game 17-7. They scored again late, but yeah, a couple little tricks.
Sure.
I don't know who all's listening right now, so I can't share them. Can't share any more than just that one.
Right, that's fair. Yeah. I appreciate that. So now,
when you got good players, you don't need a lot of tricks.
That's fair enough.
That is the trick.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Here's an onside kick now from Licking County, looking for a bounce. It's going to be fielded.
Good job.
And Muskingum Valley.
I think that's Bendel.
Really good job there.
Yep.
Yeah, but it is Bronson Bendel.
Yep. Really good job of securing that because he didn't have a lot of time before the red wave hit him.
You got to read that too, because sometimes those can take a high hop, and if you get a fingertip on it, it's live.
We had a kicker in last year and the year before, Austin Tysinger, who would kick off for us, and he couldn't kick the ball to the end zone, so we just told him kick it somewhere, and we told our guys on the kickoff team, we don't know where the ball's going, but they don't either. So
right.
It's kind of like a coin toss for who gets this.
Yeah.
We got a few back that way. So
now back to the ground and pound from Muskingum Valley.
Yeah,
they try to assault the game away. Yeah. And Riley Woody probably going to get the bulk of the carries here to try to close out this game. And I would say claim the Muskingum Valley Paul Culver Jr. MVP.
Yeah, you pull your guys over before this drive and you pull your skill guys and you say, listen, 2 hands on the football at all times. When you think you're out of traffic, you're not out of traffic. Take care of the football. You even bring your quarterback and your center over and have them get a couple extra snaps maybe because it's starting to get damp a little bit.
Play action, Nicewanger Going to throw it deep, and it's incomplete, just outside the outstretched arms of Keegan Carnes.
Pretty good pass.
It was. And there's a flag in the backfield.
The good thing about this change that they made to offensive holding is it only comes from the line of scrimmage. It
Right.
doesn't come from the spot, because if you
Oh, that
if
could
you
just
would
be.
yeah, if you would get a holding call 7 yards deep in the backfield, it becomes a 17-yard penalty, and I never thought that was really fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it's a good point.
Now,
I also think that just makes it more complex and slows the game down.
I have to stand corrected because that official just walked it off from where the flag was laying.
Well,
The flag was laying at the 45. The ball's back at the 35.
so that's an even bigger penalty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wrong.
So instead of a 2nd and 20, it's a 2nd and 24. 9 minutes remaining in this game, and in the gun is Niswonger, and he'll hand it off. Not much there, just a couple. It'll be 3rd and a country mile.
Yeah, now that you're in your own territory, you want to play it safe here, and you have your long snapper over here getting a couple extra snaps. Chances are, with this kind of down and distance, you're going to have to punt. Looks like they got another flag. Not sure why the clock's not running. Having a powwow, zebra powwow.
Is that what they call it in coaching, is a zebra powwow?
That's
Or is that just what you call it?
That's
or-
what we call it in Blue Rock.
That's fair.
We got zebras running around in Blue Rock.
What could they possibly be discussing?
I think they figured out that they marked that off wrong.
Well, it's a little late for that.
It's a little late. Little too late to do the right thing now.
Yards behind the play, so you had 14 minutes of reduction.
8:55.
Well, this is a blunder.
You know, I always wondered how professionals played on TV when there would be TV timeouts.
Right,
Like
yeah.
It was so hard to get yourself cranked up to play the game and
Yeah.
just like stay at that level for
Sure.
a sustained period of time. And then you watch professionals, they can just flip it on, flip it off, just keep flipping the switch. Stand around for 3 or 4 minutes and then, you know, play elite level football again just at the snap of a finger. I will say this about Caden Sheridan, just seeing him there talking to Coach Brownrigg. He is a tremendous baseball player.
Oh,
He's a
yeah.
catcher. So got to see him play a couple times this year. Really glad to see him going on to, is it Morehead State?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. He'll do a great job there. Coach Culver does a good job with his football players. They have a great culture.
And it's like, is he a better football player or a better baseball player? I mean, he's just so good at both, you
Yes.
I mean, like that's the
Yes.
answer.
He's a quarterback of a team that went deep into the playoffs, and I actually live streamed their Steubenville game and watched it, and Sheridan was hanging around the entire time. That was a tough game.
So they're sorting out the clock here. They want to add more time. I think it had dropped down to 8:40 at one point. They wanted it at 8:15, and now they want 9:30 on the clock. And I don't know if they're going to fix the yardage or not. The clock should run now as well, but I don't think they're running the clock or not. So now it's 3rd and 21. They didn't adjust the yardage, and we have an extra 50 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, it was at 8:40. Now it's at 9:30, and it's stopped.
So now 3rd and 21. Sheridan slips, fires to the sideline, and above the hands of Sensenbaugh, his intended receiver, and it's 4th down. So after all that, just for a 3rd down incompletion, you gifted Licking County an extra 40 seconds or so, and they'll get the football back.
I'm not sure I understood any of that
I didn't either.
back and forth there.
I'm
with the
glad you
officials.
didn't because I didn't. So
Now I know how the fans feel when they're sitting up here clueless about what's going on in the game. And I need one of those air horns like some of those people have. Okay, good snap. Decent punt.
And McIntyre
Great
just
coverage.
decided to field it and return it, and he got absolutely hammered by a handful of Muskingum Valley All-Stars.
He did the right thing when he was getting up, though. He put his hands up. He didn't get into any pushing and shoving matches, because at this point in the game, Licking County just gets a stop. They got the ball back. They're down 2 scores, 9 minutes, plenty of time. But a penalty right there puts you back at your 15-yard line, and just those are the little things that, man, they really add up.
Now, with 9 minutes left, Coach, I mean, what's the level of urgency for Licking County? I mean, is it hurry-up offense at this point, knowing that you might be lucky enough to get an extra possession? I mean, what's your call if you're Coach Ward on that sideline?
Well, you're down 2 scores. You're inside your own 30-yard line. You actually do have a decent amount of time thanks to the officials.
Right.
So I would say don't get too greedy right away.
Bayless going deep downfield, has a man, and the receiver had to adjust and couldn't quite locate the ball, had to Willie Mays it and couldn't haul it in, second down.
So their concept was to this side. Nothing was there. He scrambled right, and he had a receiver running open, but that receiver was already 30 yards downfield, and that's a really, really tough throw and catch to make. But stretch the defense, maybe loosen them up a little bit, open up your underneath passing game.
Second down and 10 from the 29-yard line, and Licking County trails by 12. Down 2 scores with 9 minutes and 9 seconds.
You got to get a chunk here.
Bayless again going to roll to the right. There's room. He's going to tuck it and get out of bounds after a gain of a couple, and Barnhouse took out a coach on that sideline. Man, those are scary plays.
Yeah.
You're just standing there. You're not expecting it.
We have a guy, Dave Cordial, that's been a part of our football program since 1960, and he's still on the sidelines with us every Friday night, and he got pinned underneath somebody 2 or 3 years ago and got rolled up on and just kind of got a whiplash, and I went running over there, and I let out a sound that I don't let out very often because I was really worried that he was hurt, but he got up, he shook it off, he was okay.
3rd and 8 for Bayless. Trips to the bottom of your screen.
Nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go with the football. He scrambles, launches to the middle of the field, pick it up into the air, and it was actually almost hauled in by a Licking County receiver on the far sideline.
Antoine Johns did a really good job as the free safety, being the deepest man on the field, and then when the ball was in the air, he broke on it and almost had a pick there.
So it's 4th and 8, and Licking County's got to go, right? Do you have to go with 9 minutes left?
No. I think you're down 12. There's 8:50. Again, not sure how we got that much time back on the clock, but I'm going to let that go. Got to punt here because it's 4th and 8. If you fake it here and don't get it, it's probably ball game.
So now the game stops again. Are they going to put more time on the clock? Or it looks like they're sending their punter off the field.
Uh-oh. That's not what you want. He had his mouthpiece out when they snapped the ball.
So by rule, does he have to go to the sideline? Is that how that works? Or it's not like the helmet where the helmet comes off and you got to go to the sideline for a play. But Bayless will punt it away this time.
Really good punt.
That's
wow.
a booming punt inside the 20. And will it stop? It's going to.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's going to roll all the way down to the 3. What a punt by Bayless, pinning Muskingum Valley inside their own 5.
That's about a 66-yard punt or so. I'll check my math on that, but
who knew the quarterback was going to boot one that far?
I told you he was good. You heard it here first. very athletic. Tim's going to miss him. I'm sure he's got another guy waiting in the wings, but it's hard to replace some of these guys.
Are there any guys on your squad this year that you've kind of just seen in the workouts and just some of the early summer stuff that you're excited about for Philo football this year?
We have a lot of guys we're excited about. I mean, I hate to make June predictions because,
So early.
there's many moons will come and go by the time those guys walk out on the field on a Friday night. But, yeah, we're really excited. Of course, we have Talon Preston back as sort of our top skill player. Braden Bernard is a guy who has kind of anchored our defense the last couple years. We should have about 13 seniors, I believe, 13 or 14 seniors. But they're working really hard right now, and, the leaders emerge as you get closer and closer to two-a-days.
Right.
And that's when you start separating the men from the mice, so to speak.
Right. Oh, a little trickery. And somehow getting out of it.
Is that Logan?
Nice swanger across the 15 and a first down. Unreal. He was dead to rights at the 1.
Yeah. That was a Houdini, just getting out of that. Logan's going to go down to OU and wrestle. And I'm really excited about that. He'll be down there with Drew, my son. And Logan is a very high-quality individual. He is good at everything that he does. He's a great student. He's a really good baseball player, great football player, great wrestler, just a 3-sport kid. Awesome kid. I was very excited to hear that news. And he's played well tonight. He's perfect for that power eye. Keep you honest.
Now another pitch to the right side and dragging bodies to the 35. Or excuse me, to the 30. And that's going to be another first down. Muskingum Valley just milking time off the clock now.
They're probably going to live in this 2 tight end power eye set until they can't. And there might be a play action, fireworks play mixed in, which is okay.
But it's just going to be jab, jab, jab at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, if they throw another, and it's an all-star game, so expect another knockout punch in the next 4 or 5 plays, or at least an attempt at one.
We're approaching the midway point of the 4th, and Muskingum Valley leads by double digits. Again, a handoff.
Another nice chunk.
Gain of a couple and more time. Strips off the clock.
Yeah, there'll be a quick hitter here soon. They'll send the tailback opposite and the lead blocker opposite, and they'll send the fullback backside A gap maybe. It's a nice compliment. Nate's done a really good job at West developing his offensive linemen. He's got a couple offensive linemen playing here tonight that were tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rashid was an amazing player, but, Rashid by himself couldn't get it done. He'd be the first one to say that. These offensive linemen are – oh, there he goes, right up the gut.
There's Rice to midfield.
Touchdown saving tackle by the free safety. They're imposing their will now.
And if a touchdown scored there, the game is over. But it's approaching that point as more time comes off.
Yeah, you're getting close to 5 minutes. This is where you tell your assistant coach on the sideline to increase the energy level because you've landed a couple really hard punches here, and if you keep punching, the knockout's going to come.
Getting down to 5 minutes. Rice.
There it is.
Another big chunk inside the 40 and tackled around the ankles after another first down carry. And another 40 seconds will come off.
You're just telling that clock, run, baby, run. That's something else that gets overlooked with the traditional under center quarterback. That exchange is so much more reliable than being in the gun every play.
Right. First and 10 from the Licking County 36. Quarterback keeper
put the ball away.
Niswanger gets to the 30, a gain of 6.
We'll take 6 on first down.
We're
every
inside
time.
5 minutes now. Coach, you got an MVP on both sides. Have you thought about it? I mean, you've been watching, you've been pacing, you've been intensely engrossed in this game.
I think with the 65-yard run, Riley from Coshocton, he's really kind of separated himself a little bit tonight. Haven't seen him a lot here in the backfield lately. Coaches are doing a good job of rotating players in. Man, defensively it's tough because there's been a lot of guys play really well. Without having any stats to look at, just from the gut, I'm going to take a mulligan on the defensive MVP.
Fair enough. On the Licking County side, I know Braden Bayless has had a good game. He's had to scramble a lot, but, I mean, he's made plays with his feet. He's got a passing and rushing touchdown.
22 for Licking County. Where's Dalen McIntyre? He's made a lot of plays tonight. I've been pretty impressed with him. Seems like he's always around the football.
Under 4 minutes to go. Touch pass, a seam, cutting it upfield. First down and more.
Cole Searle.
Searle had a touchdown reception. And technically a pass takes that reception for a first down.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about that little jet sweep where you toss it forward. If that ball hits the ground, it's an incomplete pass, and you don't have to worry about.
There might be initial panic of fumble, but then you realize you're good.
Well, when you put the ball on the ground, you're never happy
Right.
about it. But if it's a pass instead of a handoff, you can at least live to fight another day.
Coach, I really appreciate you hopping on here tonight, man, and just shooting the breeze, talking some football, talking about your experiences, but also these kids here tonight. I mean, you're letting the people see, your personality a little bit and your analysis of football. You get inside the mind of a coach.
There's not much there.
I mean, 2 coaches here tonight, of course, Jamie and you, but one of our current coaches in the MVL.
Well, as Jamie pointed out, I am much, much younger than him. But wise beyond my years, right, Coach? But beyond my ears when they work. I've had a lot of great coaches around me, and like working beside me. I've never really considered myself in charge of those guys, rather than just we're all pulling the rope together, and hopefully the kids grab a hold of it too and pull. And I've been blessed to have a lot of great players over the years, and it's been fun. It's really been an adventure. Above all else, it's been a wonderful adventure. So I'm grateful. I feel blessed to be able to do what I do, and just very lucky. So you always want to win more football games, but when a kid is 25 years old and they give you a call and say, Coach, I need some help with something, I need some advice, that's when you realize how big this really is.
It's like just much bigger than any game that you could go out there and play.
Yeah. Because you just don't know where kids are coming from, what their experiences are. They're, outside of football. So it's nice to be able to be a part of that.
Niswanger's going to take a shot to the end zone. He's got a man, and it's going to be a touchdown to put a stamp on this game. Bryson Ruff seals the deal for Muskingum Valley with 3:06 remaining in the game, and they're up 18 once again. The underthrown deep pass.
Looked like a back shoulder fade that wasn't supposed to be. I think it got tipped a little bit at the line. It was kind of wobbly, but it doesn't matter because it's 6 in the book.
And Muskingum Valley represent. They're going to win 3 in a row and extend the series lead to 23-19. So got to feel good for you, those kids out there representing the Muskingum Valley League, and then as well, Zanesville and Rosecrans are included, of course. I guess it's like Muskingum County and Licking County, I suppose, but mostly MVL kids.
It used to be all the kids that walk around the Colony Square Mall.
Right.
But, hey, there we go. Punch it in for 2.
And adding 2 more, making it an even 40.
think that was Antoine Johns.
It was indeed. Doubling up Licking County 40-20. Well, Coach, I think we'll bring Jamie back in here to kind of wrap things up for the night. But I really appreciate you stopping by, man. It's a lot of fun to get to just talk to you for a little bit. And
we'll let Coach Harrop get on here and bring it back to the station. Thank you guys again for having me. This has been a fun night, and I'm really happy to see Muskingum Valley on top. So thank you.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Coach L.
Absolutely. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Well, 40-20, and that things kind of got out of hand for Licking County pretty quick there. I mean, just you had the penalties, you had that muffed punt that really kind of changed the landscape and the momentum of the third quarter. And then this fourth quarter, I mean, Muskingum is just ground and pound, and they just melt the clock.
You go back to that roughing the passer that they called.
Absolutely.
That was a big play in the game. And without that, who knows where we are. But Muskingum County has definitely made more plays and more consistently.
McIntyre looking to make a play of his own. Gets to the 36.
He's dangerous.
Well, Coach, it's getting close to that time. I mean, we will officially announce it, at the end of the game once the clock hits 0. But I'm sure you've got a pretty decent idea of who you're giving away that Muskingum Valley League or Muskingum Valley MVP, the T-shirt that you brought here tonight to give to our most valuable player. I'm sure you've got a couple guys on your mind, but maybe one that sticks out in particular.
Yeah. Definitely Riley Woody.
Launching deep downfield. Bayless, incomplete.
He has made some big splash plays. He's played some pretty good defense also. For Licking, no doubt, Braden Bayless from Heath, he stands out. His arm, just like that throw right there, that's 50-some yards in the air and looked effortlessly too. So he's going to be going. Where's he going? Otterbein?
Yep.
He's be exciting to see what he does there.
Bayless again to the far side. That's complete and out of bounds. Yeah, I mean, and it's been I'm a few years removed from the OAC. I mean, I went to Muskingum and broadcasted a lot of pretty much every Muskingum football game, for 4 years. So I'm not sure what the landscape of the OAC is now and what Otterbein's got talent-wise at the quarterback position, but I'm sure he's going to fit in nicely, and I'm sure he's going to want to start as a freshman.
Yeah, I bet he's going to go in and be very competitive. Whether there's a senior ahead of him, a junior ahead of him, he's going to be competitive. He's going to push him. He's got good zip to the ball.
Quick decision maker, but also he knows when to tuck in and run. He knows when to step up.
Yep, good feet. And if they need a punter, he can punt.
He can do that too. So we're approaching that 2-minute warning here at Jim Rockwell Stadium. We really appreciate everyone that tuned in tonight. Hopefully everyone's safe and sound after the storms earlier in South Zanesville.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Sam Cronin and the team at Cross Country Mortgage for helping us put on this live stream here.
Flags out everywhere. It looks like they're going to get a face mask on Barnhouse. If we had an offensive and a defensive, Barnhouse would have been there for the defense, no doubt. He's been all over the field.
For sure, definitely. Not a whole lot that shows up in the stat sheet, but just the impact.
Yep. Early in the game, he made some really good, really big plays, a couple sacks. So it's going to be offset.
We want to thank our supporting sponsors as well tonight: Licking Memorial Health Systems, RCDRV Supercenter, Park National Bank, KB Trophies and Tees, LC Sports Hub, Zemba Bros, Zane State College, Genesis Orthopedic Sports Medicine, Catering by the Grill, Computer Plus Technologies, La Sertoma International, Energy Cooperative, Hometown Fitness Duncan Falls, our friends at Max Effort Muscle. We really appreciate everyone's support in putting on another live stream of the Muskingum Valley Licking County All-Star Game, the 42nd installment. Down to minute 39 left in this game. Bayless going to heave one to the end zone. Lots of contact. It's going to fall incomplete. No flag. Coverage by Seth Henning.
Nice coverage.
Could argue maybe the best corner in the MVL.
He made some plays for Filey last year for sure. Big pick six against Morgan to put him up.
Now to the near sideline, Mitchell dragged out of bounds to the 14.
As a defense, that's what you're giving them, the flat. You're giving them anything in front of you. Come up and make the tackle.
First down at the 14-yard line.
Well, thank you guys for having me tonight.
Of course, man. Thanks for coming on and
it's been fun.
Sharing your experiences, your wisdom, your analysis.
This is my first time ever doing this, so something new.
Well, hopefully you had a little bit of fun.
I did. Had a lot of fun. Anytime I'm watching football, I'm having fun.
That's for sure. Bayless to the corner of the end
nice
zone.
catch.
What a
Nice
throw.
catch.
What a catch. And a touchdown for Licking County.
Beautiful
Oh,
play.
my goodness.
Beautiful play. Jacob Wheeler from Licking Valley
That's Wheeler's second touchdown tonight.
went up and took it away.
2 touchdown passes from Bayless to Wheeler.
That throw
That's an unreal throw.
on the run,
On the run, scrambling, nowhere to go.
definitely a live arm.
And that's right on the corner, the back pylon.
Yep. Where only his receiver can catch it.
Yeah, oh, my gosh.
Nobody else is going to get that ball. Kind of refreshing to see some scoring.
Yeah. Well, that first quarter, it was
Yeah.
7-6. Not a whole lot going on.
If you look back at scores of old, there's quite a few low scoring.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes by one side, but when you get, like I said before, offense is actionary and defense is reactionary, and you ought to be able to put some points on the board, in games like this that, the play they don't. And
Right.
They're the athletes that are out on the field. It honestly should be high scoring because it puts the defense at a disadvantage, first of all, because there's no blitzing from depth. Not supposed to. So if you're going to blitz, you have to come from the outside. You have to be up on the line of scrimmage. So, there's some limited things that you can do.
Right.
But, yeah, it's just refreshing to see some points. Sure, we'll see an onside kick. just hate to see an onside kick when it's, it's out of hand.
Yeah,
somebody get hurt. It's
right. Muskingum Valley has won the previous 2. It'll now be 3 in a row.
Yeah. Last time Bronson Bendel stood right in there in the face of it and received the kick and got hammered for it. Hopefully his teammates step up and keep him off of him.
Noah Music's going to kick for Licking County. Looks like he's probably just going to boot this one downfield. At least he's backed up like he's going to.
Oh,
nope,
offsides.
it's going to be an onside kick.
They didn't call it.
Didn't call it. Well, I don't think we need another penalty. And Muskingum Valley recovered it anyway. So
Connor Toomey, he was 3/4 of the way there when he was kicked.
got to do something, I guess.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
Couple kneel downs and
Yep. I don't know. Probably. We're hearing full throttle from the sidelines. I don't think so. In 35 years, someone's going to ask one of these kids what the score of this game was, and they're going to know immediately.
yeah.
That memory that's built, the memory that they get from this, it's going to stick with them for the rest of their life. They'll be hounded by their wives for not being able to remember to take out the trash every day, but they remember what the score was 30 years ago
Yeah.
at New Lex. So
Right.
these are special
No.
memories for these kids. That
100%.
Yep. On both sides, Yeah, they didn't come out on top. Licking County didn't come out on top, but they got to play an extra football game,
Yeah.
and regardless,
And win or lose, there's nothing that replaces that.
right. But bragging rights is
Sure is sweet to have.
yeah.
Well, one more kneel down. That ends the game. Muskingum Valley is going to win their 3rd in a row in this series, the 42nd All-Star game. And they extend their series lead to 23-19. They win 40-26. So after we kind of took the scenic route to get here. We had a storm delay. Started at 7:30. That first quarter kind of dragged on. Not a whole lot of action.
Yep.
Then once that second quarter started, we got rocking and rolling. And
I want to give a shout out to these kids too, because there was a time that it was one more fight and they were going to discontinue this game.
yeah,
I remember that it was just every single year there was just brawls going on, and it just people just not controlling their emotions. And it took some people to step up and say, you know what, we've got to stop this because they're going to shut this game down.
yeah.
And tonight, there's been sportsmanship on both sides, and so that's really good to see that you're not going to have to worry about ramifications anywhere else. So that's just a shout out to them for doing what's right.
So now we await the MVP awards for this game. And we'll see who they decide to give them out to. But these awards are named after some legendary people. The Muskingum Valley side, Paul Culver Jr. Award, and for the Licking County side, it's the Haas Star Award. And so those will be handed out here shortly. But for our player of the game, presented by Hometown Fitness Duncan Falls, Jamie, who are you giving it to?
I got to go with Riley. I go with Woody. He got the tough yardage early. I remember a 4th and 1, and he got 2 yards, bounced off someone, got the first down. That was early. And then he ended up scoring. He scored again, and then he showed his speed. So it wasn't just we were getting down to the goal line and handing him the ball, and he was running it in. He was doing work and took the ball 65 yards untouched, showed his speed, and then on defense had some plays also. So in my mind, if you're okay with it, I say number 2-4 from Coshocton.
Oh, I am more than okay with that choice.
Yep. We won't even ask Aaron.
He's been pushing buttons all night. He hasn't soaked up a minute of action, I don't think. But
Wesley Armstead. And for Licking County,
when does the realization set in that you just played your last high school football game? Granted, it didn't really mean anything. It's just bragging rights. It's an all-star game. It's a bit of fun. But you want to win, but when does that realization set in that that was it for your school, to represent your school?
Yeah. I honestly, tonight when they lay their head down, because there's so much emotion going on right now, they're still high from the win, and they're gonna have a good time tonight celebrating this victory. And when they lay their head down, they're gonna say, "Man, this was it."
Dalen McIntyre.
Dalen McIntyre won the Licking County MVP award. Not mad at that at all.
No.
He was all
Played-
over the field
played
tonight.
tough.
I mean, Braden Bayless had a great game, and Jacob Wheeler had a couple touchdown catches. There's definitely a couple different directions you could have went with the Licking
Right.
County side, but I
Right.
certainly think the Muskingum Valley side was unanimous with Woody there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep, I agree. Shout out to the Coach Brownrigg and the West Muskingum staff, Coach Bowman from Morgan, helping out tonight.
Well, we want to thank you so much for joining us this evening. And, Jamie, thanks for hopping on. First broadcast ever. Had a lot of fun with you, man, and hopefully you had some fun. And
I did.
It's good. It's all whenever we got football on, like you said, it's always fun.
Right.
So
Yep.
I appreciate you stopping by and sponsoring our live stream tonight, sponsoring the player of the game, and giving it to Riley Woody from Coshocton for the Muskingum Valley All-Stars. And they win it 40-26, 3 in a row in this legendary All-Star game, and they extend their series lead to 23-19. And now we wait until the fall for the 2024 football season. So we're super excited, and we hope you guys had a safe and fun evening watching from at home, wherever you were watching, wherever you were listening. We really appreciate it. We want to thank our sponsors once again, the Sam Cronin team at Cross Country Mortgage, as well as our supporting sponsors, Licking Memorial Health Systems, RCDRV Supercenter, Park National Bank, KB Trophies and Tees, LC Sports Hub, Zemba Bros Incorporated, Zane State College, Genesis Orthopedic Sports Medicine, Catering by the Grill, Computer Plus Technologies, La Sertoma International Energy Cooperative, and our friends at Max Effort Muscle and Hometown Fitness Duncan Falls. We really appreciate everyone's support here of this live stream tonight. But for Jamie Harrop and our great crew headed by Aaron Sprague, I'm Will Ford signing off, and we'll see you guys in the fall for some high school football action. But thanks so much for tuning in on Storied Rivals Sports Media's Facebook page, X, on YouTube, wherever you watch, wherever you listen. We appreciate it. Hope you guys have a fantastic evening.
What's up, everybody? Sam Cronin with Cross Country Mortgage. Anybody that knows me knows I love football. So that's why I'm super excited to be involved again with this year's live stream of the Muskingum Licking football game. We partnered with Storied Rivals to bring you all the action. And just like on the football field when I used to score touchdowns, I'm going to take your turn down and make it a touchdown with your home loan. So if you need a home loan, you know who to call for that. The Sam Cronin team, because we make home loans easy.
Yo, we're here at the HQ packing up the orders. The new Endure Hydrate is flying out the door. These hydration sticks are a game changer for any athlete, but especially this time of year. It's 80 degrees out. You're doing two-a-days, you're scrimmaging, you're running, you're sweating outside. That brain fog and fatigue you're used to feeling isn't just because you had a hard practice. It's electrolyte imbalance. You need Endure Hydrate. Check this out. Pink Himalayan salt, stevia sweetened, has B vitamins in it. It has all the proper ratios of the electrolytes, the same ratios that you're losing when you're out there sweating and playing. If you want to perform well, if you want to feel good, if you want to be clear-headed and you want to recover properly and be safe when you're out there doing these 2 days in the heat,